The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a Dungeons & Dragons show by RollCast intended for mature audiences. It contains mature themes, strong language, violence, and drug references. Full content warnings can be found in the episode description.
Hello, and welcome to another instalment of The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief. Once again, I am Tom, your games master, and I'm joined by JB, Coogan,
What's that?
Hello.
and Gareth.
Hello.
So a lot obviously happened in our last session. We left off on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so to speak. So we'll just jump straight into the summary and then jump straight back into it. When we last saw our group, they had ran into a small Michtim called Vesh Krystalhuter, along with the Crystal Keeper, Nezi Ud. During their discussion, Nezi informed them that he was taking his ward for a walk around the town, as, although she had been in Salt Harbour for around about a year now, she had been preoccupied with her studies, and had only recently started walking around. Due to her young age, a child in her race, and her naivety, Nezi would make sure that she is accompanied at all times. He also told them that despite her young age, she is quite a prodigy, and is next in line to become a crystal keeper and protect Salt Harbour's new mine crystal, a trait that became apparent, as well as her eagerness to show her knowledge, when she began to tell Iyvak about numerous magical properties of the crystal and what studies entailed before Nezi cut her off. Her magical prowess was also revealed when Gregor continued to irritate her, due to him believing that her small stature made her adorable and patronised her, as she sent a bolt of magic through him via a crystal around her neck. Before they I mean, to be fair, it didn't knock you off your feet, just sent your hand back.
Don't damage me.
Before they parted ways, they also discussed a little of the history of the new mine crystal, as well as that of its keepers. Then they made their way to the docks in order to finally turn in their quest to Ebchar, in order to be accepted on the expedition to the temple. After some searching, they found the tiefling and informed him of their success, as well as providing evidence of their victories, during which Iyvak tried, and failed, to convince Ebchar that he was well versed in traversing temples of deities. During their conversation, Ebchar revealed that although the temple had moved recently, their agents had informed them that they believed that it had reappeared near the Veltsi border, below Menel Peaks, within the Mithril mines where the Crystal Elves reside. As such, they would be needing slightly more time to stock suitable provisions, so instead of setting off the next day, they would be setting off a day later, on the Friday. He told them to meet the expedition group outside of Reap Manor at 4 PM. After their conversation had concluded, the group ventured into the financial district and discussed their outstanding task once again. During the discussion, Gregor came up with a plan of using Bimet's black crystal to make it so that Gregor's ring of invisibility would work within Salt Harbour itself. But before they could commit to it, they would need to take him to the outskirts so they could test this theory. The group then split, with Gregor and Iyvak returning to the Baneful Squid to retrieve Bimet, whilst Rag would look around the market in order to find some more steaks for Bimet, as well as purchasing the group some food as well, as they had not eaten so far that day. As he made his way around the market, Rag accosted various people, trying to find some spicy meat. He eventually was directed to an orc vendor, and after some arguing, he purchased a large pile of cooked meat and veg before setting off once again. Whilst this was happening, Gregor and Iyvak had made their way to the Baneful Squid in order to take Bimet out of the town, so that they could test Gregor's theory. During this, Gregor also tried to play a prank on Rag by placing a bucket of water atop his door. However, this ultimately failed when he closed the door and spilled water everywhere. They made their escape from Chrome quickly and headed to the outskirts. There, under Gregor's insistence, Iyvak tried out his new powers from Cyric once again, attempting to force Gregor to jump on the spot. Although this failed initially, he succeeded the second time, but not without Gregor slightly harming his ankle. The two also realised that they could test their mystery items from Lincia here as well, but with varying success. Iyvak almost being blown up by his Ducky of Terror, and Gregor being incredibly disappointed by the limited range on his Ring of Invisibility. Though in the end, after a small breakdown from Gregor, he came up with the plan of using Rag's bag of holding to potentially store the cargo. Overjoyed, they made their way back to the financial district, unaware that Rag was already there, searching for Arja. Once he found Arja, he handed back the assassination contract and was immediately chastised for burning down the arena in his attempts. During this, Arja told him that he didn't think that Rag would be cut out for the assassination life. An argument quickly broke out between the two, as Rag wanted full payment for his work, but Arja refused to pay him in full due to the amount of bribes he had to hand out in order to keep the guards from arresting Rag, mainly due to him being spotted by his spies in the locker rooms, near where the fire originated from. Eventually, after a full explanation from Arja why secrecy was vital and why he needed to accept the reduced payment, Rag relented and received his payment, as well as his entrance to the Dark Arena, a brass ring. Although he wasn't happy about it, he now had an uneasy alliance with Arja, with both agreeing that Rag did no assassination and that there is, in fact, no dark area.
Yep.
With this, and with some help from Arja, Rag discovered that the entrance to the dark area was towards the back of the old statue of the Triton, though he was unable to enter due to Gregor and Iyvak passing through. With the three reunited, Rag quickly tried to move their attention to the large tray of food he had procured for them. Although Iyvak was quick to tuck into the food, Gregor noticed something was wrong with Rag, though was not able to ascertain what. As they discussed recent actions, Gregor remarked about how coincidental it had all appeared. That day after the contract was tendered, the arena burnt down, though to his credit, Arja tried to feign ignorance of the subject. Even so, Rag was not able to continue the ruse, and pulled Gregor and Iyvak to the side, where he began to confess what had actually happened. Or at least his version of what had actually happened. According to him, he had gone to find Morug for his money, after he had saved Gregor, subtly guilting the Dragonborn in the process, when he had found the goblin infuriated and ready to burn down the arena and kill them all. He had acted in self-defense, and when he had left, Morug was alive, but bound, a problem to be dealt with the next day, and the arena was not on fire, though he supposed his actions may have inadvertently led to a torch falling off and catching ablaze. As tempers flared, Rag reminded Gregor once again that without him, he would have lost, but all this did was infuriate Gregor even more, as it was his fight to win or to lose. Additionally, Iyvak was suspicious as to why Rag had not told them of Morug attacking him, and why he would decide to leave him tied up overnight. Rag again tried arguing that he did not want to spoil Gregor's night. Even though he was still suspicious, Iyvak's emotions got the better of him, and he was unable to tell if Rag was lying. Once he had finished retelling what had happened, Gregor simply asked Arja how many people applied for the assassination contract, and after Arja responded, Iyvak followed it up with asking if Rag was one of them. Although Arja lied and said he had not, Gregor saw through this immediately and realised that Arja was lying. Even so, Rag somehow managed to convince both Gregor and Iyvak that he had not taken the contract on. Confused and angry, Gregor walked away and declared that he would not be part of the smuggling mission that evening. In turn, Iyvak agreed to continue with the contract, but told Rag they would need to have a serious discussion about the events at some point. Defeated and emotional, Rag collapsed to the floor, and before he left, Arja warned Rag that it would be in their best interest to keep his companions on his side, as Rag was now intertwined with the residents of the Dark Area. At this, Rag left Archer. And that is where we got up to last time.
Brill.
Okay.
So we're all in separate areas now, aren't we?
Mhm.
We've all split.
Well, at the moment, how it's kind of worked out is that Gregor stormed off first, so he will be the furthest away from where Rag currently is. Then Iyvak stormed off, and Rag, you left at the end. So it's up to you three where you're going and what you're doing.
Okay.
Well, go on.
Well, I want to go to the docks again myself.
Okay. Gregor, what are you doing at the moment?
I'm going to head back to the inn.
Okay, and Rag?
It's getting tricky for you.
I was going to say, splitting everything up. Rag, what are you doing?
As I'm walking off, I want to turn back around.
Yeah.
And head back towards Aja. I presume is still in distance of me.
Archer is still in the financial area in like the ruins.
I want to walk straight past him and straight towards the statue of Triton.
Yeah.
And just shout to him as I walk by. Open it up.
So yeah, you storm past Archer. It takes him a second to actually realise that you've just kind of like turned on your heels. What did you shout? Sorry.
Open it up.
He just kind of turns. He's currently in conversation with someone else. Turns, just looks at you. Well, I already told you how to open it. I don't open it up. You pass through.
Yeah, well, you need to come and take a walk with me.
Are you trying to intimidate him here?
I'm not trying to intimidate. If anything, it's in your best interest if you follow me.
He just kind of pauses for a second. Oh yeah, and what's going to happen if I don't follow you?
Maybe some bad consequences. I'm going to try and persuade him to come with me.
I know, that sounds a lot more like a threat than a persuasion.
It's not a threat.
I need to roll something here.
This is not a threat.
You follow it up with "This is not a threat." Christ.
This is
roll me persuasion then.
21.
So yeah, you tell him it's not a threat, and you see like this big smile appear on his face. Just kind of like hands in his pockets as he walks towards you, kind of like almost leaning back, kind of looks up at you. You're damn right it ain't a threat, because you won't be able to do nothing anyway. Lead on.
Shall we?
He just kind of steps to the side and holds his hand out, but he's kind of like directing you to the back of the statue.
I'm just going to watch how he does it.
Oh no, I'm waiting to see if you've figured it out. I already told you. There's a little inset on the back there, and it sure would be great if you had some kind of small. He's kind of raising his hand up. You see the brass ring that you've also received on his finger. Some small circular device that would fit in there.
I'm just going to scurry around in my backpack.
What are you looking for?
Looking for the ring.
It takes you a good minute or two, but as you're kind of like clawing through all of your like coins that you've got, eventually your finger does hit a ring.
Ah.
So yeah, you now got the ring just kind of like in your hand, pointing towards him.
Feeling around, can I see the inset?
Roll perception, please.
Natural one.
You know what? I was just pulling out my all of my dice. I've not pulled them out yet, and I'm very happy that I was pulling out my 10s and 1s. What were you trying to do again, sorry? Before...
Find the insert with the ring.
You spend a little bit of time, quite a fair bit of time, like 2 or 3 minutes, kind of like... You've not even got the ring on your finger as such, you've just kind of like got it in between, and just kind of like scraping it across the side. There's some really loud kind of like noises as you're scraping metal on metal. Like, a couple of people are kind of like looking around at you, just like, the fuck is that guy doing? You're kind of unable at the moment to find it. Behind you, you can hear Arja just laughing at you.
Come on, just show me where it is.
He just kind of, he smirks and chuckles again, and he kind of walks next to you, and like it's literally in the crook of the back, just kind of puts his hand up where the ring is, and he kind of like slides into that little inset that you found before, pulls it out, takes a second, and just steps sideways straight into the statue. Like passes through the statue itself.
Ah, okay. So he was wearing the ring.
Yes.
I'll just do the same, then I'll put it on the finger and find the insert.
Yeah, so despite the fact that you're an orc, you're quite your hands are quite big, so you're a half orc. The ring does surprisingly just slip straight on like a piece of cake. It takes you a minute or so to actually find the insert. You put your hand on it, and you can almost feel a little bit of give as you do. So you take your hand out. What do you do now?
I'll step to the side into the statue.
So it takes a second or two. It takes a split second between you stepping from one to the other. But then suddenly, you are inside the actual statue itself. As you pass through it, darkness engulfs you for a second, and then you find that you're standing at the top of a winding column of steel steps curling down. You can hear Arja's footsteps below you, just as he's making his way down. The light, the way ahead is lit by some burning torches on the wall, but it's kind of sporadic as you look over down this spiral, and you can't actually see the base of the stairs from where you are.
Can't see the stairs.
You can't see the base of the stairs, it just kind of stretches down into the darkness.
Alright, well, I'll follow its path.
So yeah, as you continue walking down, and again, all that you can hear is like of your footsteps, metal on metal, kind of walking down. It doesn't take long until you've lost track of Arja as well. You can no longer hear his footsteps, and the sporadic placing of the torches is making it so that every time you kind of like come around one corner for like a second or so, it's almost complete blackness due to your shadows. You keep on making your way.
Some torches on the side, did you say?
Yes, there are.
I'll just pick one of them up.
They're fastened into place.
Okay, I'll just leave them then.
Sorry. Kind of like drill it's kind of like a metal brassiere type of thing, but where you would normally pull it out, it's just kind of fixed in with screws.
Arja?
You don't hear anything.
It's like walking a bit faster down.
Yeah, just ding, 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 ding. As you go down. You guess that you go down maybe about 50 feet. But after about 50 feet or so, you come to a door. It's a big door. Very big metal door.
Push it open?
Okay. Kind of just like... It creaks as you open it. It's quite heavy. It seems not jammed as such, but like if you go into an old building that hasn't been open to the public in a while, and you try and open the door, and it kind of jams on itself. You've got to rive it a little bit more, and it scrapes across the floor.
Yeah.
Kind of like that as it opens. But as you step out, you are now presented with the sight of an expansive underground area. You're not really sure of the origin of it, but you can hear a distinct dripping noise of liquid coming from somewhere in the cavern. As you step out into the actual cavern itself, you notice that the ground below you is just dirt, but your footsteps, surprisingly, don't actually seem to be making any noise.
This is a cavern.
Yes, like an underground cavern, basically. Caving system.
Okay, if I take a look around, is there any light showing now? Is it still pitch black?
Roll me a perception, please. Actually, no, roll me Arcana, please.
9.
9, okay.
Sorry guys, it's just going to be 1 minute.
No problem. It's quite peculiar, really. There are no light sources around, none that you can see, no torches, nothing like that. However, you are still able to see everything quite well underground. You can see in the distance there's a couple of buildings. You can see them quite clearly. But even further back, it is still dark there. And you can make out maybe some shapes, but you're not sure what they are. But yeah, essentially you're in this giant cavern. There's some buildings in front of you. Your footsteps aren't making any noise. And somehow, even though there's no light sources, you can see quite well. But you're not sure why.
Still no sign of Aja.
You can kind of see him in the distance just walking towards where that first block of buildings are.
Well, I'm going to follow him. Definitely, I need to follow. If I can see. Cat, I want to watch my foot in on it then. If I can't feel the ground.
Okay.
Let me just watch where I'm going. Can I see because of my dark vision, or is it just what's down here?
With a roll of 9, you can't really tell. You just know that you're able to see. You could attribute it to your dark vision, but you're not sure. Normally your dark vision doesn't extend quite as far as it's going at the moment.
I'm going to try and cast dancing lights then.
Okay, how do you do that? What kind of roll? Is there a roll for that, or is it just straight
It's
up?
a cantrip.
Okay.
It's
And
got an action.
it generates 3 lights, doesn't it?
Yeah, 4.
4, sorry.
Touch size,
Okay.
range, yeah. I can shoot them off into a distance of 20 feet each.
20 feet each. Okay, so what are you wanting to do with the dancing lights then?
I want to send one off into the left, one off towards where I can see Aja going, one off to the right, and I'm going to keep one of them with me. And as I move forward, they follow. They're going to be 60 feet away, but they need to be within 20 feet within each other. So I'm going to get them to move with me as I walk forward. Using this light, that's it's sort of like an orb. But the one that I've got with me, I want near the floor so I can see where I'm moving.
Okay, roll me a perception check, please, as these all kind of dart off.
It's another natural one.
Okay, so...
Eerie silence.
Yeah, no, I was having to roll some rolls there, unfortunately, for JB. You lose track of it. You kind of lose track of them, even though they aren't far away from you at all. You cast them out. You can see them for a couple of seconds, but they're not actually emitting light off themselves. They're just balls of light, not showing anything additional. You can still see everything completely fine, but they're not giving any additional light. Like I said, after a second or two, they just seem to have gone.
I'm just going to keep moving forward then at a normal pace. I'm just going to go for it.
Right, okay.
I just want to go in the direction of Aja.
Yeah, you continue keeping up with him then, and
shout him as well. Aja!
He kind of cocks his head behind, smiles, just turns and continues walking. Just kind of like he's not being threatening or anything like that, but he's not responding to you as such. Just like, come on. So yeah, you were trying to shout out to Aja, and he just kind of walked on, so you decided to just Are you trying to keep pace with him, basically, at this point?
I'm trying to catch up to him.
If you're jogging, it takes you like a split second or so to catch up to him. And you can see he's just walking very relaxed.
How much
happy to
further?
do so. It's only just down here. You see those buildings over there, and he points out. Even though you didn't quite notice it at first, the second he points it out, you notice that there are some buildings that are beginning to take some form as you're approaching them.
Well, while we're in the quiet part of it, we've got a problem.
Just kind of, it doesn't stop. It just keeps on walking. It slows down a little bit though. Oh yeah, and what's that?
Iyvak's going to find out what happened. And when he does,
Just pauses.
he's going to go straight to the guards.
Oh,
Are you trying to persuade him, threaten him, anything, or is this just a general back and forth?
Nothing yet. I'm just going to finish
Okay.
what I'm saying first.
Yeah, not fair.
You see, he has this helmet, or can read other people's thoughts and find out information that, well, people's darkest secrets, let's just say. This is going to be a huge problem for us both. Because if he catches wind of any of this, he's not only just going to blame me, but he's going to know it was you as well. Now, you wanted to pay these guards off to keep them quiet.
Ragnarok, I've
The
already
easiest way.
paid them off.
Exactly. That's the easiest way of doing it.
However, one thing you should know, if he's got a problem, then that's your problem. I don't really care about any fancy trinket he may have that can read minds.
Yes, I know. I understand that.
Won't affect us. Might affect you. But let's be honest here. If a random straggler comes through into the town and says, hey, that guy and that guy are responsible for burning down an arena with no evidence, well,
Perhaps you don't know much about this helmet. This helmet can provide proof.
Kiss says, we've got things to stop stuff like that. Let me give you a little history lesson, Ragnarok. As he's just kind of walking and you're getting closer to these buildings, you can see there are actually 5 buildings and they're kind of like arranged almost into like a cul-de-sac, almost like a square type of thing. Now the dark area has, this current incarnation with yours truly at the helm has only been around for about 12 years. But don't get me wrong, but don't get this place wrong. The dark area itself has been around for centuries. So the people here, the people who matter here, we've got ways of stopping stuff like that. You think he'd be the first to have a helmet of telepathy or something along those lines and try and use it on us? He won't be. And he won't be the last either. However, I understand that it might implicate you in it.
And that's exactly why I'm down here.
Well, that's your problem to deal with. I don't see how it's my issue.
I've brought you down here to maybe point me in the direction of somewhere that I can stop this from happening.
Just kind of smiles. Oh, you're looking for some wet work done on your pal there, huh?
Not necessarily. I would rather take... I would rather take it on myself first.
Kind of it stops completely before you reach the square. I'm afraid I'm gonna need a little clarification on that. You see, down here we don't really keep, ironically, being underground and staying away from the guards and whatnot, we don't keep secrets down here, so just speak plainly. What is it that you'd be wanting?
Is there any way that everything I've said tonight to Iyvak and Greg, that I can believe myself?
Are you basically just out of just speaking plainly to you? Are you wanting some kind of like memory replacement version?
Yes.
So Arja just kind of smiles again and just continues walking towards the square. You're now pretty much getting. You're within like not even walking distance. You're pretty much from like one street to another away from it. He just kind of smiles. Well, if that's the case, you've come to the right place. You see, there's as you might expect, the dark area is quite expansive, and we don't just let everyone go straight into all the areas straight away. You get me? This is a loyalty type of thing. You know, we trust you, you trust us. The more we trust each other, the more stuff you find. So at the moment, you can only come into the shop, basically, the marketplace, the initial marketplace. This is what everyone always thinks is just the dark area, you see. But in this, there's, well, just kind of holds his hand out, there's multiple shops. One of those, I'm sure, will have something for your problem.
And can you take me to this place?
I
need
could,
to find before this evening.
Oh, I'm sure even without my help you'd find that. And let me just give you a bit of advice here. It probably ain't gonna look good for you if you're just walking around with the big boss man himself, me, and just going straight into a shop. It might be better for you in terms of, well, not so much making pals around here, but in order to gain trust. Going by yourself, you build a rapport with the people, rather than just me taking you there and saying, hey, give this guy something.
Very well. Well, at least point me in the direction of the shop. I thought you just said I wouldn't be able to venture that far.
Oh, no, you can venture into the market, these 5 shops. You can't go into the further districts.
And is what I'm looking for in these 5 shops?
If it's going to be anywhere within the dark area, it'll be within those, yeah. Further in is more, well, there's some, not residential areas, but recreational areas, as well as some more kind of pauses, just kind of looks at you, tilts his head. Serious places.
Okay. Where should I go then?
I would say, for some kind of memory type of thing, you've got 2 places. You've got kind of just like pauses for a second. I just like, no, make that 3. Kind of steps back again and just points like to his side, and the building to your immediate left looks like it's been carved out of the actual stone of the cavern itself. There's a small torch that's illuminated a battered wooden sign that reads Valor's Ruin. That place might have the stuff that you need, but obviously you'd need to know how to work runes and whatnot. If that ain't your type of thing, well, there's always handout again, just like pointing a little further along on the same side. This shop kind of looks like it's been slapped together by spare bits of wood. It looks almost like a shack. There's no torches outside, but you can see, like, on the top of the frame of the door, there's like hand-carved wording, but it's really crude, and it's been etched into the word Catalusis. Now that place might have something for you. That's more of your, well, what is it that you said earlier? Helm of telepathy? Yeah, that kind of stuff. So, boots that make you fly, helmets that make you read minds, maybe
and things and also things that could possibly negate.
Potentially, yeah. Just depends what Old Real has in. Now, finally, like if you just want to obliterate your mind so that you believe whatever you want to believe, well, just kind of walks a bit further like towards the end of this little cul-de-sac, and you're now stood in front of a shop that kind of appears out of place, kind of like tilted slightly, like rather than it just being flush, it is slightly diagonal. And it looks like it's kind of blocking off like passage beyond. On each side of this shop is a guard, in an inverse uniform from like on the top side. So rather than having like black and red, it's now red and black, like complete opposite. The shop itself is in the form of a log cabin. It's just kind of like very delicately piled logs making this cabin. And there's a finely crafted sign that hangs next to the door that reads Magus Scientia. Now this place, Magus Scientia, so SCIENTIA. And the first word is spelled MAGUS.
Yeah.
So Magus Scientia, that's probably, well, there might be some potions in there. There's definitely some spell scrolls in there. Kind of like a magic place. So if you just want some kind of magic to change your memory, that might be your best call. Good old Bob in there will help you out. Very well, very well. Just kind of like smiles and nods. At that, I've got some business to do a little further in, so you'll have to excuse me.
Yeah, I'll see you around.
Of course, and hey, stay safe and try to make it so that your friend doesn't have to be dealt with.
That is my full intentions.
That's good to know. Good to know.
With that, I will head to the end of the cul-de-sac to that log cabin. Magus Scientia. So yeah, you kind of, you're making your way over to Magus Scientia. Let me just see if I do actually have something for this. I might do. It might sound terrible. So you've made your way to the end of the shops and noticed the out of place, like log cabin. Can I just try and walk past the guards and straight?
The guards aren't actually blocking the door, so it's like on the ends. So if you tried to get behind the cabin, they'd probably stop you then.
I'll just give him a nod as I walk in then.
They kind of nod back. The door opens by itself as you approach, and a warm light spills out onto the cabin floor. You kind of pass inside, and once you're inside, you're met by a roaring fire, which is kind of like set against the wall. There's also a couple of comfy-looking, like armrest chairs on the inside, just kind of like at angles. And as you're looking around, you see a slightly bedraggled-looking human searching around the place. As you continue looking around and making your way in, there are numerous staffs on the wall above some bookcases that are lining two of the walls. All of the bookcases are filled to the brim with either books or piled up scrolls. There's the wall that has the aforementioned fireplace, and then finally the wall directly opposite you, there is a counter. On the counter as you're approaching, you can see that there are some wands, and if you look a bit closer, just behind the counter itself are two glass-faced cabinets, each of which house numerous vials and bottles with different coloured liquids inside.
Okay. Hello?
You say that, and the human that you saw before, like just kind of scurrying and rummaging around, just kind of bolts up. Oh, yes. Hello. Customer?
Yes.
Ah, good. That's great to kind kind of stares off, shakes his head. Oh, customer. Yes, of course. What can I do for you? Yes.
You have Helm of Telepathies here, right?
No, I don't have the actual equipment. He kind of laughs. And as he does, his face kind of like... Before, his face was quite wrinkly anyway. But as he laughs, there's kind of like more laughter lines. And it makes him look about 70. No, boy. I don't sell Helms of Telepathy. That's magical items. I deal in the wands, the staffs, the books, and the research, and the potion. Yes, of course. There's some potions here.
That's what I'm really looking for.
Oh, okay.
So, do you have anything that I could take that would turn a lie that has been vocally told into the truth?
Just kind of
in my own mind.
Kind of pauses for a second and kind of like starts stroking his face. He's kind of like got a permanent 5 o'clock shadow, and as he's stroking his face, you can see he's actually really fucking spindly. Tell me, do you mean? Kind of stares off again. Oh yes, of course. So, do you want it so it's the actual truth, or?
Let's say I've told you that my skin color is bright pink. Now you can see it's not.
Oh, of course.
But if I want to believe that my skin color is bright pink, do you have anything I can take to make me believe that?
But it'll still be green, of course. Yes.
Of course.
Of course. Let me think.
Just so my mind believes.
Let me think.
Right.
Just kind of starts walking away, like turns around. As he turns to kind of like the kind of tattered old robe that he's wearing, kind of swishes. It looks like it may have been dark red at one point, but it's kind of faded. It's like a very faded light red. There's also an insignia on the back as he's looking around. But again, the insignia itself is very faded as well. Just kind of starts rummaging through everything. Yes. Changing one's memory. It's quite funny, you see. I don't know if you've noticed, but I just kind of trails off again. What was I doing? Oh yes, your potion. What was it again for?
Do you maybe think you could try and pull it together
Pull what together?
yourself?
Oh, I did it again, didn't I? I forgot.
You did, yes. It's the third time now.
Okay. Time, is that it?
I'm in a bit of a hurry with this one.
Okay.
I need a remedy which will make me believe something I have said which is not true. Do you remember the pink skin we were just talking about?
Kind of looks for a sec. I think so, yes. I think you need something to Yes. Modify your memory, yes. Yes. Kind of reaches like into this cabinet and starts just moving bottles around. Eventually he just pulls one out, and it is a very small, it's less than about 200 ml. It's kind of like a dark black liquid, but as he kind of like moves it towards you, you see that in the darkness there's like flecks of purple and everything. Yes. I believe this potion of modify memory should do. As long as it happened within the last 24 hours. and it's no longer than 10 minutes.
Have you taken this yourself by any chance?
No. Oh, I wish. No.
The duration needs to be no longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, so basically, what would... Think of the thing that you need to change, and change it, basically. Drink this, change it, and as long as the actual event itself is only 10 minutes or less, then it should work.
And how much for this?
How much? Shall we say 250 gold? Yes, 250, yes.
Alright, I'll take it.
Just kind of rubs his hands together. Fantastic!
I'll hand him over the gold.
He kind of like just takes the gold and hands you the potion in like one fell swoop. Wait, you asked if I took this potion, didn't you?
Yes.
No. I know I don't look it, but I am very powerful with magic. Yes. And it kind of backfired at one point. Hit my head. Yeah. Now I can't. Yeah. Things just go. They come and they go. Yes.
Just sort of look a little bit suspiciously at him and just sort of put the vial in and
just turn and walk.
And walk out of the store.
As you open the door, you can just hear, "Oh, I thought someone was in here before." Huh. Oh, I got gold. Yes.
An infuriating man. Me.
You can head over to one of these if you want, because I'm going to go to another store.
That is completely fine. So yeah, Rag, as you head out, Gregor, where was you going?
I was heading to the inn.
Alright, so Iyvak, what are you up to at this moment then?
Right. Okay. I want to come into the bottom district, number 5.
Yes.
Like, if I'm going down the stairs, I want to walk east towards the wall.
Oh, okay. From the financial district, yeah?
Yeah, but on the way, I want to see if there's any armourers. Like, just keep an eye out in passing. If there isn't any, I'll just keep walking. But if there's any armourers, I just want to pop in there on the way as well.
At the financial district, there is no shops.
Right, okay. No problem. Right. I want to go... Do you know that cliff on the north side of the district?
Can you just highlight it quickly on Roll20 for us, please? I think I know where you mean.
The wall, here.
Yes, yeah.
How high is that? Is it any higher than 50 foot?
So, do you mean like the drop down from the stairs down to the commercial area?
Yes.
Yeah, that's only about a 20 to 30 foot drop.
Okay. Right, okay. And seeing as though I'm assuming I'm stood around here, yeah?
Yes, you are just like
look.
literally around those stairs.
Okay, so looking at east, I want to look right down the wall. Is there any better idea, actually? I want to walk all the way south and go actually onto the plant docks.
Okay, so in order to do that then, you kind of walk down the stone steps into the commercial area and you just follow the path all the way down. At this point in time, it is around about 12:30ish, I would say, coming up to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's still quite busy there, so you're kind of like forcing your way through and whatnot. You head down the steps down to the wooden docks, and you are now at the docks.
Right, okay. And can I walk right to the end towards the wall on the east side?
Yeah, so kind of like at the boundary area.
Yeah. Are there any guards on the wall or any security, or what's it like around here? What am I seeing?
Roll me a perception check, please.
I've got advantage, have I? I've got inspiration.
You can use that for inspiration if you wish, for advantage if you wish.
It's only a what? Is it once?
Yeah, you can only use your point of inspiration once.
I intended to because I wanted it to be good. Inspiration. Sorry, what check was this?
It was perception. If you're looking around the wooden pier, like the boundaries there.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to find it because it's weird in dark mode on our perception. With a +2, so it's a 13.
So you can see right at the end of the docks. So literally where the gate meets the actual boards themselves, there is a relatively large building there.
Yeah.
There are a couple of guards walking around outside it. You can see there's no guard stations on the pier itself, like the little patrol stations that are dotted around elsewhere in town on the perimeter. But with the way that the guards are stood, you're not actually sure if that little building at the end is like a guardhouse or if that's just somewhere that they're congregating around as they're making their patrol up and down the port, up and down the dock.
Okay. On the boards, can I see any holes or loose panels or anything? Do you know, to try and get underneath?
Roll me an investigation check on this one.
Investigation will be acrobatics. Okay. So I have to keep highlighting each one just to
no, it's cool.
find the thing. Intimidation, investigation, +2, 15.
15, okay. And you were looking for like loose fence panels and stuff?
Yeah, like like boards, you know, to get underneath.
As you're looking around, a guard kind of passes by and he stops and looks at you for a second, but then he just continues on. As you're looking around, you notice that at least 2 slats next to each other, whilst they're not like fully off, they do look a little loose. They look like they could be moved, potentially.
They look like they could break quite easy, yeah?
Yeah, at the very least, they look like you'd be able to break them.
Okay. Great. I think I have a cunning plan. Right. Okay, so that's that. I can do the rest later. Right, so I'm going to walk back to the tavern with a bit of a smug to myself.
Yeah.
And on the way, can I see if I can find an armourer in the market? Oh, is that at the top? Is that north?
The only armourer that you know of is the one that is right at the bottom end of the commercial district, so like overlooking the pier.
Oh, so it is here?
Yeah, you've been there before.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
It is where Zelnas Krinklesnaff is.
Wait, I didn't remember the name.
Roll me a history check, because you might already have something outstanding with him.
Is this my other hand axe?
Might well be.
Because I did pick that up.
Yes, but you also... wrong.
No, I did order another one, didn't I?
Don't need. I was going to say, if you figured that out, you don't need to roll history on that.
Yeah, I did order another one. I remember doing it, because I remember I got one, and I was like, well, I need 2, because I got a dual wield.
Actually, what was that history roll that you made?
Well, there's 19 with whatever my modifier is, which is 21.
Yeah, you remember about your hand axe, and you also remember that it is now ready to pick up.
I'll go there.
I was going to say, it is Wednesday.
Yeah. So picking up hand axe that I already ordered.
Okay, so yeah, you kind of you make your way back up the dock, just like dodging by various dock workers and employees and stuff. You turn back around onto the cobbled streets, and yeah, you should kind of suddenly remember, oh shit, I've got handbags I need to pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end, you approach the little small hut, the little like clay hut. You see that there is still smoke billowing outside, billowing from the roof. You open the door, and just like last time, kind of like a load of steam reaches out to greet you.
Hello? Can I see anyone? Can I see him?
Yeah, you can see his armor. So he's kind of like just hunched over, just like you hear like tinging of metal on metal.
Ah, there you are, my favourite metal smith. Do you have my order ready?
Just kind of like his... Whatever those things are, basically, where you kind of like press them together to release air into a stove type of thing to beat the flame a bit higher. Yes, bellows. He's using a bellows to like intensify the flame a little bit. Stops, just turns around. Ah, it's you. You wanted the hand axe, right?
I did indeed, yes. I completely forgot, if you believe it or not. You could have ended up with a bit of free coin there.
Well, you wanted to pay the deposit, dude, so I'd have still missed out on some.
Well, yes. Yeah.
But yes, I've got your hand axe. Are your friends kind of ready to pick their stuff up yet, or do they need the day?
I have no idea what they're doing at the moment, to be honest. There's yes, quite some stories have been happening in this past week, unfortunately.
Just kind of like smile slightly. Oh, want to talk about it, or just want your hand axe?
I'll just have my hand axe.
He just kind of reaches down, clicks his hand, and kind of like catches it in the other hand. This hand axe kind of like spins, and as he closes his hands, you can see that his hands are still very much red. Just kind of like hands it across to you. 10 gold, please. 10
gold. Bargain. Some crying craftsmanship there as well, it seems. Passing 10 gold.
He's kind of... You think he smiles. It's a bit hard to tell because his face is kind of like flat and a little similar to a shark's. But when he smiles, his teeth are quite visible. He's kind of like, pleasure's all mine, dude.
And how is the other contract going, may I ask? The immense order that you have.
Oh, that one. Yeah, it's still going. Don't know if you can see it back there, but I've got a lot of swords ready, but all the armor and stuff is still needing to be done.
Yes, I can imagine you're going to be quite wealthy at the end of this adventure, though, surely.
Well, you'd think so, but the amount that my materials cost, and upkeep of the place, and equipment and whatnot, I'll make a good amount of gold, but you know how it is, dude. You don't ever make too much profit.
No, I suppose not. But any business is good business, hey?
Oh, of course, yeah. It keeps me going at the very least, and keeps the little one going.
Well, right. The little one?
Oh, yeah. Well, she's not mine, but still.
Well, keep up the good work. I can see why you are so busy. It seems like a mighty fine axe. Does it look like a good axe?
It looks like a mighty fine axe.
Right, good. I'm just going to hold it.
Normal hand axe, well, like no additional points or all on it.
Yeah, I want a tune do anything.
Nope, you didn't want anything extra, you just wanted a straight up hand axe.
It's still being tight. Alright, okay. I'll put it into the holsters with the other one. So finally, back to the 2 axes, and I will...
Finally, I'm complete.
Yeah. Right, I'll see where my lizard friend is. Probably a tavern, I would assume.
Kind of open the door. Sorry, gone?
Yeah, I'll just be a good day.
See you later, dude. Kind of open the door and you just... As it opens up and you are back out onto the bright sunlight. And heading, I'm assuming, to the tavern.
I am, yes. I would like an hour's rest when I'm there. Or when I'm there, yeah.
Okay, as this has been happening then, we'll jump back to Gregor. Gregor, what have you been up to?
Literally, wow. I've just literally had a nice slow walk from where the black market's supposed to be, the dark area, should I say, and just gone all the way to the tavern. Just no stopping, just slow walk.
Yeah, so you're just kind of having a slow walk. You're contemplating everything because, there's been a couple of bombs dropped on you a little bit. You're starting to contemplate everything. Kind of open the door up and into the tavern. Crumb's cleaning the glass behind the counter. It doesn't see you immediately.
I just go straight up into my robe, just.
Yeah, he doesn't even notice you pass by. You just kind of like you open the door, kind of like almost head down, just stomping through. See Crumb cleaning his glass, still stomping through, just going up the stairs, and you are now in your room.
Lovely. I just sit on the bed, just head down, still trying to get my head like around this. Like, was Rag telling the truth? Was he lying? Was it all? Is it Aja?
Aja, yeah.
Aja. Was it all Aja's like manipulating or something like that? And as I'm thinking about this, also my memories are clashing together in a way. I'm still like a bit confused with that.
Yeah, you still do have two sets of memories in your head. You know that one set is fake, but you're not still 100% sure on which one. And unfortunately, as you are still trying to wrestle this and wrestle all the different thoughts, nothing becomes any clearer.
I'm just going to think back to what Cyrix said to me.
Yes.
About somewhere there's someone that I've met before that could possibly help.
Do you want to roll me a history check? See if you can remember.
Oh god. History. History is not my forte, so 10.
10. You're not immediately sure of what he means. It could, it's Cyric. He's the god of tricks and lies. It could mean anything. You could have met someone. You might not have done. You might just be trying to drive a wedge in between the group. However, if he was telling the truth, you think there are a couple of people that you have met who know magic or who know different forms of magic.
As I'm thinking about that, I think about Nezu Oud.
Okay.
I thought it was just a bit strange to bump into him as we was out on our walk last time, and he had that little gerbil creature with him. But trying to think of what it was.
Takes you a couple of minutes, but you remember that Nezzy said that she was a Michtin.
Michtin. Lovely. I can just sit there for a minute, just thinking, maybe he can help. And as soon as I think of that, I just get straight up and just go out the door.
Okay. You open the door, you kind of like just push out and through, and as you do, you pass Iyvak, who has just headed back into the tavern.
Nice.
Bringing it all together.
Iyvak, you don't like it, that's me. Gregor!
That's me!
Gregor!
Oh. Alright, Iyvak.
Here, a private word, my friend. I feel I need to discuss some things with you.
Can this wait? I was just I'm just heading out somewhere. Does it need to talk right now?
2 minutes, and then you could be on your way. I would rather do it now, when I know Ragnarok is not present.
I just take a deep breath and it's like, yes, fine.
Okay. If you're like me, I'm sure you're very conflicted over the events that have happened recently.
Honestly, Iyvak, I don't know what to believe at the moment.
Precisely.
Especially with my life being as it is at the moment.
Yes, indeed. And I wish you luck with that, my friend. I really do. But I just have to say where I stand.
Yes.
I have means, or at least when I get outside of this blasted crystal, to find out or get to the bottom of the truth of what happened here. And if I find out that one of our party members deceived us, lied behind our backs, and willingly murdered one person, and even if accidentally killed 27 people in the process, then that man is no longer part of the party.
Agree. I agree if that's happened, but I don't think we should resort to anything violent.
Maybe not.
The way I see it is, if you are talking about who I think you're talking about, I just go, Rag.
I am talking about Rag. He is the only other member of our party, is he not?
Not. But he's also saved us on a couple of occasions. So I don't think we can go straight to maybe killing him, if that's what you're...
Tell that to the 27 families.
Iced.
You got a good point there, but I don't think we should take it into our own hands. We should either hand him into the authorities, if he has done it, or not.
You do what you feel is apt. But for me, he can no longer be a travelling companion of mine. I just feel I need to clear the air of the consequences of what may happen when we exceed the reach of that blasted crystal.
If it turns out he's been lying to us, then by all means, I think that's the greatest thing to do, because we can't have anyone in the party who lies to us.
No. There must be
Does-
trust between the three of us. We have to trust each other with our lives in the perilous situations we quite often find ourselves in. So more than the facts of those that have died, or the pure act of sheer murder, it is the fact that this is someone I could not trust my life with. Are you of an agreement?
Yes, I'm in agreement.
Very well. Well, hopefully it does not pan out as such. I will bid you luck on whatever thing you are off to do.
Would you like to join me, or are you alright?
I must find a short rest. Do you need help? Would you like company?
Well, I wouldn't mind some company, especially to help out with my memories, and since you're here, you're more than welcome.
Fair enough. I suppose I should put it upon myself to help you with that matter. Okay, let us go.
Okay,
Alright.
so Gregor, Iyvak has now joined the party.
I was about to split us up again, wasn't I? As we're walking, I would just like to say, Gregor, about this contract that we have tonight, this evening, is there any chance I could persuade you into actually be getting involved? Because we probably could use, or at least definitely me, use your help in the dark area.
There's just something I don't trust about that Aja person.
Indeed, but needs must as needs does, my friend. If it helps, I think I've got a plan that should make it pretty easy for us.
I just take a big, just breathe out. I go, help me get my memories back, and I'll help you.
Indeed. Can I tell what time it is, Tom?
At this point in time, after heading back from the docks, running into Gregor, and now heading towards, I'm assuming, the Crystal Tower, it is now around about 10 to 1.
Right, okay. Well, yes,
we got a couple of hours to kill.
we have about 8 hours before we must be at the mill. So, okay, do what you need to do. I will be of help if I can.
Thanks very much. It means a lot, and I just carry on walking.
Okay, so I'm guessing you guys are heading to the Crystal Tower then.
Well, I've just followed him, so.
So, Gregor, where are you heading?
To the Crystal Tower.
Yep. So it takes a couple of minutes as you pass through the commercial area, and yeah, it's towards the it's the back end of midday. It's very busy there. You're kind of having to force your way through multiple crowds, but eventually you kind of like make your way past all the hubbub and everything, and get through to the residential district. There's not that many people around here. There's like 1 or 2 kids running around, 1 or 2 like parents like following after them, but you make your way to the Crystal Tower quite quickly. The outer area, as before, looks like it's made out of the darkest black you've ever seen. Like there's barely any reflection or anything from the sun coming off of it. The closer that you get in, the more that you're seeing once again. This tower is semi-translucent and it's just made out of glass.
Mm-hmm.
You're now at the base of the tower.
Wonderful architecture, isn't it?
It's the first time I've been here. I don't think I went in with Iyvak or Rag.
That is correct. Gregor, this is your first time that you actually stood so close to the tower that you can see that it's made out of glass and it's slightly translucent.
So this is where the half turtle lives?
Yes. Is it him you wish to speak to, is it?
Yes, as Ood.
And why do you feel this creature can help you?
Well, do you remember the fight that I nearly lost, it turns out?
That the first or the second one?
Point.
Gregor, you're drawing a very slight amount of blood as you're like biting your
I got the second one.
Yes.
I had a vision, and guess who it was? It was Cyric.
Oh, that jester. What did he
Basically, well, from what he told me, he was just wondering how he could get in touch with us, because it turns out he can't in this area.
Oh, really?
So he's been struggling to find out what we're doing. So I just caught him up on what we're doing, and we're getting on with our fleet destroying. So he said that's fine, and he gave me either some advice or, I mean, I don't know if he's telling the truth or not, but he said that someone might be able to help cure my memories.
Cyric said this.
I don't know if I believe him or not, but if there's even a slimmer of hope of me getting my brain back into normal working, then I'm going to have to try it. And I think the most powerful person probably here may be Nezo.
Indeed. Well, coming from a being such as Cyric, I would say you take anything he said as a lie. But this Neseud, he does seem to know his artifacts, or his magic, or his whatnots. I mean, how can it hurt to ask, hey?
Exactly. So, do you know how to get into this thing?
Yes, it's a seamless door, if I seem to remember correctly, somehow. I'm gonna feel the wall.
Roll investigation, please.
Oh, 11, 12, 13.
So yeah, you're kind of feeling around this glass wall. It takes you a little bit of time. You're not able to immediately find the little grooves and stuff. But after a minute or so, you can find, these grooves where the door itself is. Although it's completely flat on the door itself. It's just the grooves where the outline is.
Here we go. This would be the culprit. I can't remember how we got it. Push it. I'm gonna push it.
Roll me a strength check, please.
See. Plus 4. This is where we're being that strong. Religion. No, it must be that. Yeah. 13, 5, 6, 17.
So yeah, you place both hands against the door, pull back so that it's kind of like chest level with you, and just in one solid, swift motion, kind of like slam your hands against the door. It feels like the door itself the glass kind of rattles, but it doesn't actually open.
Damn it! I've been in these walls before, I swear. My memory.
Yeah, Gregor's just kind of like, oh, your memory.
Well, it is a door. Maybe try knock?
Kind of a boom, boom, boom as you knock on this door. It takes a second, but then it kind of like doesn't open, it kind of like swivels slightly, so it kind of goes around the corner into the tower itself.
Ooh.
There's now a doorway into the crystal tower.
Old ways are the best, eh? After you.
Yeah, I go straight.
Okay, so from the entrance where you are, you're now kind of like in a small little opening hall. There's a table in the corner with a small lantern illuminating the room. Excuse me. And to the left of that is what faintly looks to be the outline of another door. And to the right are some stairs. Though it is a little bit difficult for you to make out the stairs themselves, because they're made of the same material and they're the same colour as the exterior and interior of the tower itself.
I'm just gonna shout out, Neziud!
Your voice kind of echoes up the tower itself. Nothing else happens there. Echoing voice.
Where will he be then?
Should we go up?
Let's go up. Is there an up? Do I notice the stairs?
Roll me a perception check, please. I mean, Iyvak, you know the stairs are there because you've already been here.
Oh, yeah.
Perception.
I suppose it works though, because he's in front of me.
9.
You're kind of walking forward like, where the hell do we go? You swing your foot forward and you just kind of kick against one of the glass stairs that you don't see in front of you.
Oh. So I just lift my leg onto it and just stand on it?
Yeah, you are now kind of, it almost, Iyvak, to you, it looks like Gregor's kind of like half floating because this black glass that he just suddenly stepped on. If it wasn't for the fact that you knew stairs are there, it would look like he's floating.
Oh, it's an extremely strange building, this.
Gregor, you realise that the steps are made of the exact same glass as everything else, and they're actually smooth, being glass.
I'll just say, you're perfectly safe, my friend. I've been up here before. Last time he was at the peak of this tower, I believe.
Do you try going up, Gregor?
Yeah.
Roll me a dex check, please.
God, of course.
It's smooth glass and you're going up multiple stairs. It's a bit slippy.
Dex.
Yeah, dexterity, please.
9 again.
You get up 2 or 3 stairs, and you just kind of slip. Your foot slips so much that you kind of stumble down a couple of stairs. You kind of like, your feet are on the very edge of another stair, kind of wobbling a little bit, but you manage to just about keep your footing.
Whew. Be careful, these steps are very slippery.
Yeah, I remember before.
Iyvak, are you going up them?
Well, yeah, I'll follow him up, yeah.
Okay, both of you roll me another dex check, please.
Upset.
Luckily,
5.
I'm a +7 on dex, so 16.
Not really well.
What did you get, Gregor? 5?
5.
You're not even quarter of the way up the stairs when you slip and kind of like you land on your back, slide down a little bit. Iyvak, you see Gregor sliding down towards you and you just kind of leapfrog over him. You catch him slightly on your foot as you do so you land but you stumble a little bit. You're lucky enough that when you stumble forward and fall forward, your hand catches one of the stairs in front of you. You just bring yourself back up. Iyvak, you're now in front of Gregor. Gregor, you've not fallen all the way down, but yeah, you're further behind Iyvak now.
and then I get on all fours, and just as I'm going up, I'm grabbing each step as I go up.
Okay.
You must find some more stable feet there, my friend. Be slow and careful.
Iyvak, roll me another dex check, please.
Yeah, I'm going to say slow and careful, looking all smug as well.
It feels like you want to fail that one.
No, but I got an 18.
Yeah, you look at him, and you're looking very smug, and you just continue just a light little jog up the stairs now.
It's one I
You now
wanted
see-
to fail then.
You now see the door in front of you. It's not too far away, another couple of stairs. Gregor, I want you to roll me athletics, please. With advantage, because you're using your claws. You're climbing using your claws, basically.
So 16. What was it again? Athletics.
Mm-hmm.
20, not a natural.
So yeah, you see Iyvak is being very smug, and he just kind of jogs up the stairs. You've got your claws out, just climbing up. Every so often, you kind of jam your hand in enough that the glass itself cracks ever so slightly.
Oh shit!
Like barely perceptible cracks, but you can feel, because it's your fingers, obviously, it's your nails. You can feel an ever so small crack happen. You are now both. Iyvak is still in front of you, but you're now within like viewing distance of the door. Iyvak, one more dex check, please, and Gregor, one more.
Leader. No, go on. No.
One more athletics with advantage from you, please, Gregor.
15.
Okay, Gregor, what did you get? Sorry, athletics with advantage.
Another one.
Yes, please, last one.
Hey, no biting. That's a good girl.
19.
What did you get, Iyvak? 15?
Yeah.
Okay. So Iyvak, you see the door in front of you, and you kind of like, aha, yes, straight away, no problems this time. And on the last step, you kind of slip forward and kind of hit your face on the door. Not enough to cause any damage.
Oh.
It's just kind of like an ever so slight stumble.
I'm just going to turn around and see if Gregor saw it.
Gregor did not, because at this point he's just kind of scrabbled up and he's now like literally right behind you. But he's been facing down, scrabbling up, focusing everything on climbing.
Go on, Greg, you're making some work of that, aren't you?
Don't like these stairs, just gripping onto the last ones. Slowly lifting myself up.
Just like a cat, basically, around water.
I'm going to knock on the door, just go, yo, Nessie!
Door opens. And in front of you, you are now... So, Gregor, you've never been here, but Iyvak, you have. You're now on the roof of the Crystal Tower. Surprisingly, it doesn't seem to be made completely of glass. The floor, so the ceiling of the tower, but the floor that you're currently on, is blackened glass like the rest. But in the very centre of the floor is a large golden cage, and it holds an equally large, bright purple crystal.
Okay.
With the exception of the cage and the crystal, there's nothing else on this floor, apart from the can't remember his bloody race now. Turtle form of Nezi-Ood overlooking like the city, the town, on a balcony leading outwards.
There he is.
Nezi-Ood?
Just kind of takes a couple of seconds to react, and you can see like the turtle hands kind of reach back, and he slowly turns around, and you are now face to face with the 400-year-old Nezi-Ood.
Hello again. We meet once more today.
We do, yes we do. How have you been?
In the few hours between seeing each other? Quite well, thank you, quite well. I've just set Vesh off on
another academic study. So I have some time to myself.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. I've got to ask a favor from you, as you.
And what favor would that be, my dragonborn friend?
Do you know anything about memories and fake memories colliding with each other?
Kind of looks puzzled.
I cannot say that I do, my boy, I'm afraid. Memories is not one that is often in tandem with the new mind crystals.
Yeah, I've got a bit of a situation at the moment. Basically, I've got two memories clashing in with each other. Would you know anyone that could help me with this?
Takes a second, and his kind of flipper just kind of brushes up against his face, kind of leans his face into it. His head kind of almost recedes slightly back into his shell as he's thinking.
As a matter of fact, I do believe that I might have such a person. I believe you have met him before.
Ah, yes. What's his name?
Amrius Reap. You see, I deal in the new mind crystals and their magics, and whilst that can be extensive, it is generally tied to the new mind crystal itself or the attributes of all crystals. However, Amrius with his runes has a much wider net to cast, as it were, in terms of the type of magic.
Brilliant. That's brilliant. I just turned to Iyvak. I think we need to go see Amrius Reap.
Amrius Reap, yes. Indeed. Neseud,
Iyvak.
may I ask, do you know this crystal? Is it powerful enough to stop the influence of someone as powerful as a god?
Just kind of he doesn't lean forward, but his neck kind of just stretches out closer towards you.
The new mind crystals. Well, before the current pantheon rose to power, and before these current pantheons used themselves as conduits for magic and magic essences, it was the new mind crystals that provided magic to these lands. So yes, I do believe that this purple pink new mind crystal would be powerful enough to, at the very least, dampen the abilities of deities.
Intriguing. It's ended up being a rather productive day. Thank you.
I am very glad to be of assistance towards both of you.
Thank you very much.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine. Please take care.
Will do. And we start, and I just exit out of the room.
Rag, you had exited Mega Sentia, but I believe you wanted to head back around? Or head
I
back
wanted to
into
get
it?
back in.
Yeah.
Just realised I've forgotten about something.
Okay, yeah, so you pretty much, you don't even exit the actual cabin itself. You kind of open the door, you step out, and as you step out, you realise, oh no, actually, there's something I wanted to do in there.
Stand back on my heels.
Yeah, just kind of spin on your heels. You're now back into Mega Sentia. Like before, there are those nice comfy armchairs. There's the stuffs on the wall above the bookcases, and the bookcases are all filled with with scrolls and books. And Robert Chesterlake is still just rummaging around, playing around with stuff.
You again.
Just kind of turns. Oh yes. You again, yes.
Yes, I believe I've forgotten something.
Oh, chance it'd be a fine thing for me on that. Yes. What was it?
Well, I'm a little bit exhausted today. I'm wondering if you have a potion. A potion so I necessarily don't need to sleep. Maybe skip a night's sleep and still restore myself to full health.
Kind of like, yes, I don't know if I have that actually. It's been a while since I. Oh, yes, I'll have a look now for you.
Thank you.
And he just kind of he opens the cabinet, and again you can hear like. As he's looking through. Oh, this might actually help, actually. As he's kind of like looking around, he pulls out another vial. This one is a fair bit bigger. It's pretty much a bottle, just like a relatively larger shaped bottle. It's got crimson liquid on the inside, and as he holds it out, you can see that it's pulsing ever so slightly with a dull light, similar to a heartbeat. Yes, this potion. It's a potion. This potion of vitality should help. Yes.
And what does it do?
Oh, it makes you less tired. Makes you more vitality. Vitalized, that's the word. It makes you more revitalized. In terms of game mechanics, it removes any exhaustion you're suffering, cures any disease or poison affecting you, and for the next 24 hours, you regain the maximum number of hit points for any hit die you spend.
I'll take it.
Oh, brilliant! Okay, that will be that will be kind of looks around on the counter, finds like this little book, starts flipping through it. There it is. There it is. Yeah. 960 gold, please.
No, I don't think that's what this is worth.
Do you want to try and roll persuasion?
Not yet. I want to see what his answer is.
I assure you, this is it. It removes any of your diseases, and it makes you revitalized beyond all measure. It's worth every gold. Yes, every gold.
Perhaps you'd be interested in a swap. I'll pull out my oil of sharpness.
Okay.
Very rare potion.
I mean, it's not a potion; it's an oil, but.
It says potion, very rare.
Yeah, fair enough. Roll me a persuasion check, please.
10. With disadvantage.
Yes, with disadvantage, of course. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, 10 then.
Myself. Just kind of takes it and looks at it. Looks at like this kind of gold sheen to the oil. Just kind of swirls it around. Yes, this is the real. Kind of stares off. Tell you what, 20 gold and this oil, and it's yours. Yes, that's a good deal.
Deal.
Just kind of grins. Yeah, thank you. Just hands over this bottle of, this potion of vitality to you.
I'll hand over the oil and 20 gold.
Yep, so he just kind of pockets the gold straight away. I'll remember to put this in the books. The books, yes. Huh. What was, he kind of holds it again. What was this again?
This is oil of sharpness.
Oil of sharpness. Oil of sharpness. Just kind of scrolls it in his book. And you see that he kind of writes a little symbol next to it and then just scratches the little symbol on the glass of the bottle before putting it into the cabinet.
And do I need to drink all of this or just some of it?
Oh, you drink all of it. It's a one-use thing. If you don't drink all of it, it might not work.
And this will work down here, won't it?
Oh, yes. You should take it down here. Anything magical potions or magic or potions or magic or potions or... Kind of confused look on his face.
I'm just going to drink the whole thing here then.
Alright. Yeah, you drink the potion and within seconds you feel like a warm light engulfing your body. All of the exhaustion from the night before of not sleeping well at all is gone completely.
That removes my point of exhaustion, yeah?
Yeah, your point of exhaustion is removed, and yeah, for the next 24 hours, so until around about 1 p.m. in the afternoon on the Thursday, so you are currently on Wednesday still, until 1 p.m. on Thursday, you regain the maximum number of hit points for any hit die you spend on a short rest.
That's why I need to keep it, not remove it. Just bear with me 1 second. So I'll add that and click on it to use it as a charge. Got 1 charge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll keep that on my person until it wears off and then I'll remove it.
Yeah, so that wears off on 1 p.m. on Thursday, basically. You are no longer exhausted.
And my exhaustion, point of exhaustion, that won't come back, will it?
No, it's gone. It's removed the exhaustion.
Okay. Thank you. Now I have another question. I don't know if I perhaps should look elsewhere for this, but I have this little creature that accompanies me.
Yes. And? Yes.
Do you remember the last thing you sold me? Well, the second to last thing you sold me.
Kind of cocks his head. I told you something. Oh, yes. Modify memory. Yes.
Yes. Would this potion also work on creatures, fake creatures? Any? Would it work on anything?
Kind of pauses for a second. I mean, theoretically, yes. I couldn't tell you for sure, but maybe. I've never tried it on another type of creatures.
What about wiping
a scroll?
memory?
A scroll would work, definitely. A scroll is more powerful than a potion. Yes. Scroll. You just kind of...
A scroll of what?
It's the same thing of modified memory. It's just more powerful and would work. Yes, work. It would work.
What about potion of wiping memory? Not permanent memory, but let's say move a memory of a particular day or...
Just kind of, once again, he's scratching his face. There's a lot of wrinkle lines essentially. No, I don't believe I have anything like that. Little things, those little dragons, kobolds. That village on the outskirts somewhere near the desert. There's a little kobold there who likes those glowy blue mushrooms, venereal mushrooms. That's the one. Yes. He'd probably be able to help, but it's a walk. Yes, it's a walk. It's a long walk.
About that.
Like I say, the just hits his head slightly. The scroll would work. Yes.
If Bimit?
No response. Bimit's not with you.
Wait,
Pardon?
bear with me. Can I? It's only 30 feet. No. All right, I'm gonna leave that store and head over to Balor's ruin.
So you kind of make your way across there. The building itself looks really quite crude. Like I said before, like it's been pretty much carved straight out of the rock. In front of it is a single torch, and it emanates a small amount of light coming from the torch, which in turn lights up a battered wooden sign that reads Balor's Ruin.
I'll walk in.
Yeah, you open the door then, and it opens into a very small room. Surprisingly, considering everything else is stonework, the furniture itself is wooden, though they are completely covered in stones of varying sizes, as are all of the shelves in this shop. They are just completely lined with rocks, flat rocks, basically. In the centre of the room is a small figure, hunched over a desk, carving into a rock. As you approach him, the rock lights up, and it sends out like a brilliant blue light into the entire room, and it covers the room itself in a light blue hue. The glow fades, and once more, the room is plunged back into relative darkness.
Anybody?
Sorry, what was that?
Anybody?
The small figure doesn't really respond, he's still just carving.
I'll walk over to him.
Doesn't pay you any mind at the moment, he's still just carving.
I believe you have a customer.
Just carves. Aye, and who says that I get a customer?
Well, I am the customer, so...
Aye,
No, I am.
and what do you want?
This is a place for memory things, correct?
Nay, this is a place for runes and whatnot, you get me? You don't have to go everywhere for memory. This is just ruins.
I've got you down here for memory. What are these?
You got me down wrong. These are ruins. Just holds it up and you can see like etchings on the stone.
Ruins or runes?
Just sighs. Runes.
Runes.
You know, magic.
I just thought I heard you say ruins, that was all.
Butter him up, that's it.
Just kind of gets back to carving into it. What do you want?
What? Tell me a little bit more about these ruins. What do they do?
Just kind of it's like a really hearty laugh, and he kind of stands up, finishes like carving into it, and it just emanates like a small light, almost like an orb of light, which is lighting up like the area in front of him. You see that you're looking at a dwarf, just over 4 foot. So he's almost half the size of you. He is well built. You could probably say stocky. He has like really dark black hair, but strangely enough, there's some large streaks of bright red in there. His hair is quite long and it's coming back into a plaited ponytail that extends down his back, but the left side of his scalp is completely bald and covered in painful looking burns. bottom of half of his face is completely obscured by a really short, bushy black beard, and his face has very deep lines in it.
Runes, are there a way for you to conduit magic, as it were? You got a rune, you carve into this signage here.
Picks up another rune with like a different symbol on it.
Depending what you get, depends what it does. But you got to carve the symbol right.
Do you have anything against thought detections?
What, like telepathy?
Maybe.
Just pauses for a second. Just kind of starts wondering and just kind of stomps over behind him to another desk, to another table that's more full of like different runes. Picks one up, chucks it behind him, picks one up,
This is...
continues like just picking through. As he looks at one, he's like, yeah, this could do. Just turns.
What do you need it for again? What do you want it to do?
To stop anybody trying to read my thoughts.
This one's more useless than an aboleth at an orgy.
Just chucks it behind him.
You know, I can't say I've got one to hand right now. But, if you'd want to wait a little while, I can get you one for a good price. I'd have to research it, of course. Take maybe a day.
I don't have a day, unfortunately. I need it before this evening.
Well, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news for you, but I don't got anything like that. Not to hand, at least.
Alright. I guess that's it then.
Here, don't let the door hit you on the way out.
I'll head over to the final store then.
You kind of like, you open the door and you just shut it.
Catalyst.
The door kind of like shuts behind you, and you now head over to Catalusis. So as you approach Catalusis, you see that it is pretty much... damn it, I forgot to... you see that it is pretty much a shack made out of just literal slats of rotten wood and stuff like that. The door, once again, like many of the others, just kind of like creaks open. As you're entering, you can see that basically it looks like a good gust of wind would blow this place over. And above you, in just like really bad common, is the word Catalusis. You enter the shack and you're immediately hit by a foul odour, which it only lasts a couple of seconds before it passes. Even though the outside of the shop is very ramshackle, inside it looks like it's relatively well put together. There are 2 long tables which run down the length of the shop itself, and on each of them are various items, from boots all the way to stuff like lanterns, gloves, even like what looks to be a fishing rod. And at the end of the shack is another small table where there is a tall, thin, hairless, pale blue being who's just kind of stood behind it looking at you. You can see as you're walking into the shop, you can see behind them look to be more trays holding bottles.
Can I have just a little browse before I approach it, see if there's anything in that I'm looking for? I don't want to waste my time.
Okay, do you know exactly what it is that you're looking for? Or is it just kind of like an idea?
It's an idea. I want to beyond potions, I just want to have a look if there's anything practical. Any crystals, let's have a look for some crystals. Investigate some crystals.
Okay, roll me an investigation check then, please.
9.
You're looking around and you can see a couple of stones, but you're really not sure what they do. There's a bell on there, there's a couple of rings around. There's a blue sapphire gem. There's a headband. You're not really sure what you're looking at though. There's just like a lot of it looks like random like precious stones, and others seem to be like different items of clothings. There's one or two small figurines as well, but nothing that immediately jumps out at you.
Does it look to me like just a general store?
Yeah, pretty much. It just looks like all the items are just like a random mishmash of different items around.
I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah, just like open the door, look in, and just turn.
Yeah. I'm gonna leave it.
The hairless being that was behind the counter doesn't even react as you just kind of look around, just like, turn and walk off.
I'm gonna look at this potion that I've got.
Yep.
What is it called again?
A modify memory potion.
I'm just gonna look at it as sort of a last resort thing. And just think about everything I was saying to Gregor and Iyvak last night. Just a moment ago. Trying to remember it all. Stop looking at me like that.
What?
What?
I don't really know what's going on here. You're just like, what? Why are you watching me?
It looked really funny.
Well, I can't say.
I was gonna say, remember, Iyvak is not around you at the moment. Neither's Gregor. It's just you by yourself.
Throw me off my game though.
You are looking at the potion and you are thinking about everything that you have said to Gregor and Iyvak very recently, in the past hour or two.
On this potion.
Pardon?
Do I have any information on this potion?
If you want to roll me an... I want to say Arcana straight away, but I will just double check. Yeah, if you want to roll me an Arcana check, you can. Otherwise...
Arcana?
Yes. You're basically trying to know about magic, so that would be an Arcana check.
11.
You know there are potions out there that can change memories. You're not really sure about potions that can change your own memory. Generally, it requires someone to use the potion and use that to shape someone else's memory. But you're not too sure on this potion itself. You just know there's potions out there that can do things.
Yeah, I'm gonna think what I said earlier on to.
Yeah. You're still just holding the potion, basically, looking at it while you're thinking about this.
I'm also gonna think. I'm gonna add to it if I can, maybe. That Bimit didn't do it.
Okay.
It was an accident, and emphasis on an accidental lantern falling off the side of Murray's room. Really emphasize on that. I'm going to drink the potion.
Yeah, kind of like uncork the potion just like with a whoop type of noise. The smell is quite rancid as this black and purple liquid. The smell from it kind of pervades your nostrils. Kind of close your eyes and just knock it back. Roll me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage, please.
Two of the same rolls there. 4.
Oh, no. Okay. You remember the end of Gregor's fight. You remember going into the locker rooms for the party. You remember leaving the locker rooms. And then you don't remember anything else until you were out of the arena itself when it was on fire. It's just a big gap. There's a 10-minute gap, pretty much. So from you entering the locker room after Shorduk left, to you exiting the arena itself when it was on fire, there is no memory.
Okay.
Oh.
Right, that's alright.
I was going to say, you remember what you said to Gregor and Iyvak, but you don't actually remember that incident happening at all. If that makes sense. You remember retelling it to them, but you don't remember the incident
telling them
itself.
what my version of the story.
Yes, you remember telling them your version of the story, but you don't remember what actually happened.
The incident itself was
you don't remember the actual incident.
That's alright.
I thought you were going to forget.
Like the last 10 minutes.
You were telling us the story. Because you said, I'm going to think about when I was telling him.
It was close. With that roll of 4, it was very, very close. I had to roll something there.
I knew drinking that potion was going to fuck up in some way, but the only thing that it told me about in the store was to think about
the event you want to forget.
No, he didn't say think about the event you want to forget, did he? I thought he said think about what you want the memory to be.
Oh, yeah. But then you mentioned, you went straight on to, when I was talking, I want to think about when I was talking to Iyvak and Gregor. And it's like, well, it would only change that memory then of you talking to us. It wouldn't change the memory of you doing the thing.
Regardless, Rag, you can't remember the incident itself.
Yeah. But
I just wanted to believe what I was telling you.
Yeah, but you rephrased it, so it actually made sense. I was like, because I was here just going, rephrase that, because you're just going to forget that you told us a story.
Okay, so Rag, what are you doing now?
Sorted my exhaustion out. I've sorted that potion. I'm going to go back up and out of the dark area.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how to do it, but if I can do it where I can take a peek outside first.
No.
Then I will.
No.
So yeah, you leave the dark area entrance itself and make the long trek up the stairs. Kind of place your hand against the edge of the statue with the ring on it. Your hand passes through. how do you try and check if anyone's around?
I'm still inside the statue at this point.
Yes, yeah, you're still in that like little room in the statue.
Can I just sort of like just dash my head out and back in?
You can, and the way is clear. There's no one there at the moment.
Right, I'll come out then.
Yeah, you kind of just hop straight out, and at this, we will go to Gregor and Iyvak now that you are back in the financial district. Right, so Iyvak and Gregor, you had just visited Nezi-Ud at the Crystal Tower, and you have now made your way back down safely.
Oh.
Where are you off to now?
Cool.
Do we know where he lives, Reap?
Well,
Amrius Reap.
doesn't he have a Reap Manor?
He does, but I'm guessing it's that big one in the corner in number 3.
Oh, the map.
I can't say anything, I'm afraid, guys. You've got to...
Oh, right, yeah. Well, if in doubt, let's just
Walk
ask. We'll ask. Is there any pedestrians nearby?
So yeah, as you're now making your way around the residential area, there are 1 or 2 people walking around.
Okay, nearest person, I'm just going to be... Excuse me.
This relatively young woman. Looks like she's just carrying some water around.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, what can I do for you? I'm very busy right now.
Oh, I won't keep you. I just wondered, would you know where we'd find a gentleman known as Amrius Reap?
Oh, at this point of the day, just kind of looks at the sky. He might be at the tavern.
Oh, the tavern?
Yes. He quite often likes to have a small tipple after his morning research.
Brilliant.
No.
Fantastic. Good day.
Good day to you too. Yeah, at this point in time, it is around about 1:30.
Well, looks like we're off to headed to our favourite place.
Yeah, let's go.
I was going to say, if this was a TV show, it's certainly not to save money. Shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it takes...
Yeah, we're going to go to tavern then, I think.
Takes you another couple of minutes again to get through the commercial area.
I just turned to Iyvak. Have you? Do I notice his another axe on his back?
Roll me perception, please.
I believe that is 14. Yeah, 14.
Yeah, you notice that there's another axe on his back. It's a bit hard to tell. A bit hard to miss, sorry.
Sorry, you cut out there, Joe, I think.
Oh, sorry. Iyvak, did you pick up your axe?
I certainly did, yes. I was pondering around the area to try and come up with a plan for this thing tonight, which I would be rather eager to find out if you are going to partake in that with us.
Yes, we'll see after we've sorted out my memories. Hopefully, Amrius Reap will give me some pointers.
Indeed. Okay, well, yes, we'll tackle that problem first, then, yes.
Alright, so I just keep on walking to the tavern.
Okay, yeah, so it takes you a minute or two, but then you find yourself right outside the door of the Baneful Squid. You can hear a couple of noises from the inside, not exactly like a commotion, but there's a few people in the tavern itself.
Yeah, just walk in.
The door kind of like just opens quite easily, and you are met with probably around about 10 or so people overall in the tavern itself. There's a couple sat at tables, there's 1 or 2 just like leant against the wall. You see Crumb kind of like stepping away from the bar, walking into the back room, but you also see Amrius Reap kind of like just sat in one of the chairs, one of the only kind of like padded chairs in the corner near the fire, just drinking from a small glass.
Right. I see him, I
There you go.
I just walk towards him. I'm just read.
And he looks up.
Oh, good afternoon, Gregor. It's fairly well good to see you once more. We're not due to meet until tomorrow, I believe.
Yes, I believe so. Well, we've had a chat with your son, and he said that
Yes.
yeah, he said that it might be postponed a day or two.
Yes, ghastly business is that, of course. But you see, we understand that there is a new requirements in the expedition. I believe that if you're being accepted onto the expedition, Epchai will have told you the nitty-gritty, as it were, and that we are now to be travelling to Menno Peaks and go to the Mithril mines within there. So, of course, we have to change our inventory slightly,
Of course.
which is very well that shame. However, it is only a day's delay, so I am sure that will not be too much of a problem towards you.
Sure, we'll all be prepared by then. I've got a bit of a favour to ask.
Kind of like straightens up in the chair, and just kind of strokes his white beard, just like,
Oh, what favour would that be, my dear boy?
Do you know anything about altered memories?
I do believe that I have come across them once or twice in my travels. What exactly is troubling you in terms of memories, my boy?
Well, I seem to have two memories clashing together in my mind. One I must know is fake, but I don't know which is which. If that makes sense.
That sounds like the conflagration of a deity to me.
It was actually caused by a mineral.
Numarial, my friend.
You're right. Renarial mushroom.
Numarial.
You had a run-in with a runarial mushroom, you were saying?
Runarial.
Yes.
That's what I said.
Yes, Iyvak, it is a runarial mushroom. A munarial mushroom
That's what I
is
said.
something quite different, my boy. Quite different indeed.
I know. That's what I
Honestly,
said.
imagine if you ate a runarial mushroom instead of a munarial mushroom. Instead of having a very well good meal, you would have a bout of forgetfulness.
Well, that's what happened, and my friend here tried to restore my memories, but somehow they got altered.
Amrius now looks at Iyvak and kind of squints his eye slightly, like, just kind of his monocle. It's kind of like one eye squints and the other kind of squints behind the monocle.
Good eye, look and see it.
Are you not meant to be their leader, Iyvak? How have you allowed one of your own team members that is under your own responsibility to not only lose his memory, but also have two sets of memories?
Like these icy blue eyes just piercing at you at this point.
I just had Iyvak smile, decide.
Let's not judge. Let ye be judged yourself, my friend.
Oh, I am not judging, my dear boy. I am merely asking the question, how did you let this happen?
We,
Of course,
as you know, there are many powers out there that be extremely powerful and dangerous. And let me assure you, the past is unineffable. If we did something else, the outcome may have been far worse.
No doubt at all, my dear boy, but however you misinterpret my questioning, this is less as a blame game, as it were. I wish to know the details of how it happened, so that I may offer some kind of assistance, potentially. After all, we cannot allow one to join our expedition if they have maladies of the brain, can we?
Oh, yes, I understand. I apologize. It is of a complicated affair. Our friend here accidentally had one of these venereal mushrooms.
Just leans forward again, just takes a really slow sip of his whiskey. Runarial mushroom, my dear boy. Runarial.
Exactly as I said. And it distorted his memory somewhat. And, as the powers that be, we had a chance to rectify, as our dear fellow here unfortunately could not remember a single jot. So
that's all very well and good, but what, pray tell, was this very well mysterious method of which you speak?
Well, it ended up being a form of quest that me and our companion, Ragnarok, had to go through.
Oh, yes, that's
and it was a series of quests. Yes, that's one. It was a series of quests, many challenges, a lot of riddles. It was a very complicated affair, and I think in generally we did quite well, because we did manage to restore his memories, but it seems that not quite as we hoped.
My dear boy, you are still skirting around the question. I'm not providing enough details. You are saying that you went on a quest with riddles, as it were, which is all very well good. Very well and good indeed. However, if I am to undo the mistakes that you may or may not have made along the way, I require full knowledge of what these mistakes are, what they were based upon, you see. You see, memory is a very tricky and finite
We had,
aspect of one.
yes, we had to replay events in the past exactly as they occurred.
I do not believe I have heard of this kind of therapy before, or this kind of magics.
Yes, it was a very unorthodox one, I believe. I believe it was from a very powerful deity that gave us this opportunity. One such as Cyric?
Just raises the other eyebrow, so it's kind of like,
Yes.
Well, yes, that would make complete sense as to why it did not work as you anticipated it to work. Because if you are dealing with a god of tricks and lies, one must always be prepared for tricks and lies.
Well, it's not by choice, I can assure you.
I imagine not. Very well, very well. If you would like to remain in this residence for the next hour or so, I will retire back to my abode and see if I have any artifacts or runes which may be able to help him with this malady.
What a fortuitous event. This shall be the time for my short rest, I believe.
are you pretty much telling your future employer, yeah, I'm going to go for an hour nap at 1:30 in the afternoon?
Yes, an adventure is not an adventure if he's not well rested.
That's very well true, however, I hope that this will not be a recurring theme within our expedition. You see, we cannot be all taking naps during the day. We are not babies.
I feel like this guy is going to be irritating me. That was meta. Let me just make something clear. When the time is right, we deliver what we need to do, as promised. Believe me, we are rather capable.
I very much hope so, my dear boy. After all, you are bound by contract now as adventurers, as, what was it again? The Solomonari. And of course, if you run an egg on your deal, well, Well, I suppose it depends on the circumstances, but the best case scenario on reneging on one deal of a contract of adventuring standards is for your reputation to be tarnished beyond all recognition. And we do not want that now, do we?
Indeed, no we don't. So be rest assured that we'll endeavour to make that not happen.
See that it is not, my dear boy. After all, it is not my reputation that is on the line here.
Indeed, and as I say, I am off for a short rest. Good day.
Good day.
And I'm going to walk away, gritting my teeth.
Kind of looks up to Gregor. He is a very weird man, is that one?
Just got my head.
Seems to have a lot of anger inside of him, which is, well, not very well hidden, but hidden nonetheless.
Well, he means well. He's just tired, I guess.
I have no doubt. As for me, myself, I must take my leave of absence now to attempt to find this artifact and all ruin that may or may not help recover your memory.
That's very kind of you. Thank you for doing this for me.
The pleasure is, well, it would be alive. I told you that the pleasure is all mine, however, as a seasoned adventurer, archaeologist, employer, employee, and many things in between, it would not do very well for one of my members of my work group to fall ill because they have conflicting memories.
That's very kind of you. And can you keep this between you, me, and Iyvak?
Very well, very well. You have my word that my lips are sealed on this matter, unless, of course, it becomes pertinent to the safety of members in the expedition. Of course, at that point in time, the safety of the group overweighs the need for secrecy on this matter.
Of course. Well, I'll let you get on your way anyway. Have a good day.
And you too. I shall return here within the hour. Just kind of plants his hands on his knees, hands up, and with him being sat and lower than you when he sat down, you kind of forgot for a while that he's actually taller than you. It's 7'4". Stands up, this giant grey tiefling. I will see you within the hour, my dear boy.
Thank you. I'll be here waiting.
And with that, Amrius Reap has left the Baneful Squid. Iyvak, you are having a short rest, I believe.
Yeah, well, I was just going to, meditate for an hour, in my room or whatever.
That's fair. Gregor, are you doing anything during this hour that Iyvak is resting and that you're waiting?
As I remember Iyvak's, I think, better collect my goods.
Gregor, you're walking down the road towards the blacksmith, and as you do, Rag just kind of catches up to you.
Okay.
Gregor.
You alright, Rag? Where have you been?
Been to clear my head.
I felt like he's lying.
If you want to roll an insight, you can roll an insight.
I need to roll deception then.
If you're trying to, if you're lying to him, if you're specifically lying to him, deception versus insight.
Yeah.
Although you quite literally was clearing your head.
Actually, that's a really good point. Roll deception with advantage because you're technically not lying here. You are, but you're not.
22.
Yeah, 21.
Oh. He definitely went to clear his head, Gregor.
Alright then, fair enough. And I'll just carry on walking.
So you guys are now kind of pretty much walking in silence then down to Selmas Crinklesnaff's, the blacksmith's.
You reach the kind of like the hut, and like before with Iyvak, there is a lot of kind of like steam and smoke exiting the building from like a little chimney.
Alright, I just walk in.
Door creaks open, just like very slow. You could just hear like tink, 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 tink.
I'll quickly speed past Gregor and straight to the front.
Yep, you are now at the front, and you can still hear like this tink, tink as you see a hammer just kind of like being slammed onto some molten metal.
I've come to pick up my chest plate, and I believe I owe you, 300 gold.
Just takes a second, just arm up. Which one was you again, dude? Just kind of like looking behind him at you.
It's Rag.
Oh, dude. Half orc, dude. Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, of course. Just kind of finishes tinking for a sec. I'll be with you in 2 seconds, dude. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Just continues tinking away for a second or two. Just chucks the hammer down, and kind of like walks towards the back. He pulls out some armor, a chest plate. It looks like leather, but it looks like padded leather. I believe he wanted the best that I could do. At least with the materials I've got. Well, yeah, this padded armor it'll protect you quite well. It'll protect you very well, in fact. In fact, it'll give you a +2 to your AC.
What I like. I'll take it, hand over 300 gold.
So you kind of just like go into your bag and just 300 gold in his hand. Wait, here's your padded armor, dude. He gives you +2 to your AC. It weighs 8 pounds. And if you want to be stealthy, it gives you disadvantage.
Because as he's doing that, can I walk up to the blacksmith?
Yeah. So he's back to tinkering a little bit.
Like, have you got something for me?
Looks behind. Oh yeah, you're the wizard, dude. You wanted that little hilt thing, didn't you? You wanted some spikes on it and a little blade.
Yes, if you can do that.
Just kind of waves his finger. Yeah, I got that. Kind of reaches into a bucket and pulls out your sunblade. Now, where the kind of like guard wraps around are 3 little spikes, and on the very hilt is a small. It almost looks like just like a decoration or kind of like blade, but from the looks of it, you could probably stab someone.
Right.
So now with this, you can either, if you don't wish to activate your sunblade, you can use either the spikes or the blade itself. The blade uses your dex modifier in attack, seeing as it's technically finesse.
Small.
This is definitely like a custom item.
Yeah. A small blade. What was it? Use dex.
Use dex because it's a finesse item.
Dex. Yeah.
On a success, roll 1d4.
Roll. Just 1d4.
Yeah.
1d4.
Like I say, it's only a small little knife. The knuckle dusters themselves. Roll. Add your strength modifier. So pretty much just your normal hit modifier. And on success, it is equal to your unarmed damage +2.
Roll strength. And what was it?
So on a hit, damage is equal to your strength modifier plus 2.
Roll strength modifier plus 2. Yeah, brilliant.
I believe you'd already paid for that in the materials, dude, and the extra silver.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much, man.
No problem, no problem. It was a pleasure doing business with you both.
I was stripping off, putting it on.
Just kind of looks
well, right?
Yeah, it's all right.
I'll meet you outside, Rag.
just kind of narrows his like dark black eyes at you. It's more than alright, it's a perfect fit. I know I made it.
Well, then I trust you. Fastening the side gilts.
As you should after all. Dude, the entire army trusts in me. I'm fairly sure that this will do what you need it to.
Alright, well then thank you.
Just kind of nods and then gets back to tinkering away. Just lets you get changes as and how you need to.
With that, I'll rush past Gregor again and straight out of the blacksmith and head over to Baneful Squid.
Okay. Gregor, are you following him then as well back to the Baneful Squid? So yeah, at this point in time, it's about 2 o'clock-ish. Raggy, you wanted to do anything particular in the Baneful Squid? Because at this point, Iyvak is still having his hour's rest until 2:30.
I don't think I need to rest up. My slots are all good. No,
Okay.
I'm good to go.
So okay, in which case then you both just kind of like sit in the Baneful Squid the next 50 or so minutes, waiting for Amrius Reap to return.
Well,
It's just
straight people now.
I was going to say, Rag's just in the room with you, I'm guessing then. After just shy of an hour, Amrius makes its way back in. Just kind of opens the door, you hear it just like a... You see the very tall grey form of Amrius just looking around, and he spots you, Gregor. He just kind of smiles slightly and kind of like tips his head and gestures like towards the bar.
Yep, okay, I just head towards the bar. I'll be back in a minute, Greg.
Nothing.
Alright, fair enough. Rag just doesn't even respond at that. He's just like, alright, fine, whatever, take the shit. Ambrius kind of like greets you and just kind of like walks you to the bar.
I do believe, my dear boy, that I was able to find a rune that may work for you. It is a... Yes, very well. Very much so it is. It is a very rare one, and it's not one that you would be able to find in many shops. It's a one I developed myself, you see.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, after hearing about how that kobolds in Beggar's Hollow is trying to experiment with the Ragnarok mushrooms, I thought it'd be prudent of me to develop an antidote as such. And this kind of holds this flat stone out. I believe that this is the antidote. Of course, I have not managed to test it myself yet. I have not had any memory issues. However, I'm willing to allow you to try it for free and rid yourself of your memory problems. As long as you are happy being essentially a test subject on this one.
Well, whatever gets my memories back, even at the smallest hope.
Very well, very well.
Just hands you over this this kind of like flat rock, and it's got a symbol kind of like in the shape of like a backwards D, but the line from the horizontal line stretches further down, and where the kind of points where they intersect, they also just kind of stretch across.
Okay.
Now tell me about it, Gregor. Have you ever had to use a rune before?
I believe I've not.
Very well, very well. It is people believe that runic magic is in itself quite difficult, but those people do not truly understand the simplicity of it, and they are confusing themselves with the development of runic magic. Casting runic magic itself is quite simple. You say all you have to do,
Just kind of pulls out a blank stone.
on this stone would be a symbol. You just carve into the symbol, and then crush the rock. And the magic will be released henceforth.
I just look at it, it's like, do you want me to crush this rock?
Yes, yes, it sounds like quite the ordeal, I understand. However, carving the symbol releases the seal, the magical seal, and once released, it changes the structure of the rune itself, allowing it to be crushed quite easily.
I just start like tensing up my hand, and I just try and crush it.
Spray in his hand, isn't it? Like?
Roll me a strength check, please. As Amrius is just kind of looking at you, just like slowly sipping his whiskey, looking at you trying to crush this rune.
18.
You strain a lot, and you can feel it kind of like crack a little bit. But before it can fully crack, Amrius just kind of like places a hand on the rune itself.
My dear boy, you have not inscribed the symbol using a dagger. And may I remind you, we are in Salt Harbor with a new mine crystal that negates all magical abilities, and seeing as your little dragon friend is currently occupying my soul spare black new mine crystal, there's no way to negate the negation.
I just stop squeezing and I just go, I'm sorry, I got a bit ahead of myself.
You did indeed.
I just
If
want
you-
these memories to be over.
Well, if you wish to test this rune, I would suggest doing it in the outskirts of the city where the new mine crystal's influence holds no sway.
I'll do that.
Very well, very well. The only, as I say, the only kind of payment that I require for this is to get a report, as it were, from yourself after use of the rune to allow me to ascertain as to whether or not it would be successful as an antidote against Teeks, I believe his name was, his memory loss potions.
I will do. I'll let you know.
Very well, very well.
Kind of like chugs his whiskey back.
Just like looks across. Crumb, as always, it has been a bally good pleasure. However, I must take my leave and retire back to my abode.
You have a good night.
He just kind of like tips his head.
And you too.
You just hear as he's about to exit, Crumb just like, alright, bye. Get back safe. He's a nice man, that Amrius. A little bit paunchy. A little bit hoity-toity, but he's nice enough.
He seems it. He's big enough.
Oi. Anyway, from the sound of it, you've got a stone to crush.
Not very well. I'll have to do it outside of the harbour. To make
Oi. Runes such as that, well, runes in general, are very rare around these areas. They don't just go crushing them willy-nilly.
I got a bit of ahead of myself, I think.
You did. Anyway, well, you've got to get back to my job. Just starts polishing glasses again.
Can I have a beer while I'm waiting?
There'll be 2 gold.
Run 2 gold onto the table.
Just kind of like pours a drink, just beer straight to you. There you go.
Thank you.
I believe your monk friend is still sleeping or resting or meditating or whatever a monk does to make himself feel better. However, your Ragnarok over there, don't know what he's doing. He ain't ordered a drink since he's been in here. He's just been sat staring.
I tell you what, get me another beer.
There'll be another 2 gold.
The door.
Another 2 gold.
What's that, sorry, Rag?
I'm just stood at the door. I'm sort of ready to go, ready to leave.
Yeah, Gregor, as you turn around with 2 beers in your hands, yeah, you see Rag's just pretty much by the doorway.
And just cling them together. Clink, clink.
Catches a bit of my attention.
It's like, oh, beer, right?
Is that free, Gregor?
I just hand you one.
Yeah, Rag, you now have a flagon of beer.
Lovely, that's sorted. Black one with backwards D.
What time are we departing?
I'm not sure. I'm waiting for Iyvak to waken up. Well, I've got.
Is he upstairs?
I just showed him the rock.
What's that?
This could probably get my memories back.
Good for you, Gregor.
That's what I've been occupied with pretty much most of this afternoon now today.
Yeah. Just, you haven't tried. Let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. You haven't tried to use that in here, have you?
I got a bit excited and I tried to crush it in here, but I was pointed out by Amorous that probably not a good idea.
Yeah, it won't work in here.
Yes. Oh well.
I'll go get Iyvak then.
Alright, fair enough. So I
was going to say, bearing in mind, guys, that at this point in time in the day, it's about 2:30 in the afternoon. You can't actually start your job until between 9 and 10.
It's a little bit early, isn't it, Gregor? Okay then. Well, I'll quickly run up to my room, see if I can see Bimit.
Did you open the door? You see that there's nothing in there at the moment.
Shut up, Bimit.
No response.
Bimit.
Still no response.
Open the tavern door. Bimit.
No response.
I'm just gonna go to my room and just have a short rest. Well, probably until you're ready to do the.
Okay, if you want to roll your hit die then to recover any health, if you need to recover health.
You lost our dragon.
I didn't lose him.
He was with you last.
He wasn't. He was with all of us last.
Well,
Yeah, I know, don't say he's all of ours now. You blamed him. So if he's gone, you've lost him.
He came in with Greg.
Hang on, what was that, sorry, Gregor?
How do you what do I re-roll to recover health again?
So that'll be your hit die. It should be on your character sheet what your hit die is and how many hit die you have.
Spells, features and traits.
JB, do you know where the hit die is on D&D Beyond?
The hit dice. What do you mean?
To recover your health and a short rest.
Just click short rest.
Ah.
So automatically apply healing with dice result.
So 1d8 plus 1.
Yeah. So just click take short rest.
It'll be 5, right? Because he's level 5. See?
He's got a 5 hit die. So you can use up to 5 d8s each plus 1.
Feedback because you're not taking a long rest.
Yeah, but my health hasn't gone up.
It hasn't.
No, yeah, I just rolled on.
Was it?
I just rolled and then typed it in.
But your health doesn't go up in a short rest.
It can do if you use your hit die.
It doesn't on D&D Beyond for some reason, so I just rolled and then put it in manually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, so on a long rest, your health automatically goes back to maximum, your spell slots, abilities, all that kind of jazz. On short rests, normally you can only recover health using your hit die, and I
don't know about abilities and stuff. It differs from class to class.
Plus 2. 1d8 plus 2.
No, it says 1d8 plus 1.
Did you get a 1?
Yeah.
Wow, remember, if you're level 5, you've got 5 hit die.
Was it 5?
Yes, it's 1 hit die per level, if I remember correctly.
Okay, do it
There it
again.
is. I've just read it in the book.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I'm fully healed now.
Okay, in which case then, it is now around about 8:45ish. Night has fallen on Salt Harbour. Very quiet in the tavern at this point.
Oh, I just wanted to back up there for a sec.
Okay, let's reverse back a little bit.
I just wanted to. I'm still in my room, so I wanted to. No, I'm back. I'll go up to my room. I want to take all of the gold. Close the door and take all the gold out of my bag of holding.
Okay, it kind of makes a very loud as it empties out into your bed.
Have I got some drawers in there?
You've got a couple, yeah. You've got a wardrobe and you've got some cabinets.
I'll just turn around and that bucket that's on the floor near the door.
Yeah. Still
I'll,
kind of the floor is kind of damp still from where the bucket fell.
sort of look at that.
It wasn't there when you left.
No. Somebody's been in my room. I'll grab the bucket, put the gold in the bucket.
The gold doesn't fit in the bucket. You've got 50,000 gold pieces.
I've got 37,570 gold pieces.
Okay, you've got 37,000 something pieces. It doesn't fit in the bucket.
So I'll take my bedroll out of my backpack then, and I'll spread it across there, and I'll just roll it up on top of my bed.
It's very large and very bulky because, again, it's 50,000 gold. Do you empty it on top of it or inside the sleeping bag?
I'll just put it under my sheets then.
Your sheets are very bulky. There's like a literal mound of gold underneath your sheets. Do you know how much 37,000 gold coins looks like? It's 37,000. It's a lot. Like a lot. The bed creaks slightly as you empty it all onto it.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna have to put it. God, I'm just gonna keep it in the bag of holding.
Okay, you empty it all back into the bag of holding. It takes you a good 5 minutes as you're putting all of this back into the bag of holding, and it is now 10 to 9.
It's a 9. Yeah, I'll head downstairs.
Iyvak and Gregor, where are you at this point in time, knowing what time it is?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm definitely ready to get to the mill.
So yeah, Iyvak is just kind of like stood by the doorway waiting. Gregor, where are you?
Yeah, I was in my room, but then I come downstairs.
So yeah, Gregor and Rag come down around about the same time-ish. And yeah, Iyvak, you're still just waiting for them.
You ready, Iyvak?
Ragnarok.
Should we go?
Yes. I would like to go to the mill myself, straight there. But I'd like to discuss plans when we get outside the border, or the walls.
Okay, so let me just find.
No, it's Gregor coming with us.
I believe. Oh wait, no, this isn't something a DM to say. You're speaking in character. Sorry.
You're speaking to me now.
Yes, sorry. Is Gregor joining us?
Yes, I'll be joining you since you tried to help me out trying to get my memories back.
Fantastic. We're glad to have you aboard.
I was going to say, I just show Iyvak the rock.
That's a
Yeah,
nice,
you are now showing a rock to Iyvak.
That is a nice rock.
Hopefully this will get my memories back.
Oh, from that gentleman.
A nursery, P.S.
Oh yes, that's that guy.
Yeah, that's a delightful fellow. Yes, and speaking of which, remember, for some reason he thinks I'm in charge of you a lot, so let's try and make things good tonight, yeah? As in, not get caught.
Of course. I'll do
Agreed.
my best.
I'm going to stick my hat on. The one that I got from Lindsay's bag of holding.
Okay, yes. So it was in the shape of a trilby. So now you have a trilby helm.
In the description it says, ask Atom about magic. No, that'll be Ask Tom about magic, right? So.
Yeah. I say, who the hell's Atom?
Ask the atoms.
It's still in a trilby form at the moment. And you guys, I'm assuming, are now heading out into Salt Harbour itself?
Yes.
When there's no one around, I would like to discuss an idea that I've got.
Okay. You guys all step out then. You are now in the commercial area at night.
Ooh.
Oh?
Oh, the night version.
So yeah, you are currently around about here. So you're down in the commercial area. There are quite a few guards roaming around in the commercial area itself, but no more than usual. The marketplace itself is still quite well lit. There's still a relatively steady stream of people. And yeah, in the residential area you can see the large crystal tower just emanating that bright whitey purple light.
Okay. We need to get to the mill, don't we?
You do.
Yeah.
It's just outside of the city.
Yeah. So, are we going there?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, if you guys just want to head straight there, then I will just time skip us there if you need, or if you need anything else to happen during it, then we'll go through that.
No, I think I've got everything I need.
Well, I just want to discuss before we get there, like the plan. But when we're outside of the city.
Okay, yeah.
when
So
there's nobody.
you make your way through the residential area with ease. The guards at the gate just kind of they question for a minute or two, like, why are you heading out this late? But you just, we're allowed to go out, aren't we? They accept that and they let you through. You are now on the road from Salt Harbour up to the mill at the end.
Cool.
There are no guards near you at this point in time. The second that you step out, Iyvak, your eyes are glowing purple.
Aha!
Can I pull out my sunblade and have a look at that as well?
You can.
I activate it.
Let me remember how you do this, because it has been some time since I asked you how to do this. Additionally, Gregor, you only have one set of memories in your head at the moment, but it is the ones that are making you feel very aggressive.
No.
Roll me a... Here we go. Roll me a con check, please.
8.
Nothing happens.
Just try again.
Roll me a con check, please.
12.
Kind of fizzles slightly. There's like a couple of black sparks and it fizzles.
I just shout it, come on! Try one more time.
you guys are walking up this kind of like salt road up to the mill. One more con check then, please.
13.
Splutters again, a little bit more black light comes up, but then it just...
Gregor,
Yes.
do you think there might be a bit more of an opportune time to do that? I think we need to discuss options.
I just put it back into my thingy. Yes.
Very good. Right. Have either of you took any thought to how actually we're going to get this crate into the city?
Not
I'd
really.
Just shove
no.
it in Rag's bag of holding.
That is an option.
No, there is that.
Could always take it through that way. I don't exactly know what we're going to encounter along the way, so maybe take a walk around the outskirts, scout it a little bit, because we need to pick it up first. So
that was good thinking, actually, there. And it's something I may have just gone ahead of you with. I found, walking around the outskirts, we could quite simply, using an ability of mine as well, tunnel quite easily down under the eastern wall. And it looks like, with a little bit of a drop, all we have to do is basically walk around. And then if we can get under that wall, we can get under the dock and then come up through some loose boards I saw. We wouldn't even have to go through the gate.
sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a very good plan.
I believe I can tunnel at least 60 foot down in a trench with the aid of the water that we are going to be right next door to, being at the docks. So it'd be easy as just popping underneath.
I can always send something off to open and unlock chests or doors or anything that needs moving.
Good. We can keep that in mind. Yes. How would you feel about that? Because there is a little drop, but it's nothing. I have rope myself that'll easily cover that distance, and even you yourself, Gregor, have that rope of infinity, I believe.
Yes, I do.
At this point, you guys are kind of like almost to the mill if you're still walking upwards.
Yeah.
You're literally like a minute or two away from the mill.
So with no guards and that, I thought that might be the more opportune thing, but to discuss between you which would be the best options.
Say that again, my microphone just cut out.
Yes, so I was wondering which we feel would be the best option. We've got the bag of holding, or we can just pop around and go under the wall.
Well, we can always go under the wall.
I think under the wall, then it's safe us going through the town, just in case we get stopped.
Indeed. For we don't know. You know, there's a lot of tricks at play here. For all we know, we could be in a trap.
Yeah, exactly.
Good point.
Let's go underground.
Yeah, we'll go under. We'll follow you.
Fantastic. Let's just... I suppose we just wait for our drop-off point then.
So yeah, you guys kind of like head over to the mill, and at this point it's just gone 9. So you're waiting a good 10 minutes.
In that wait, can I do something?
Yes, maybe.
It's just disgusting.
Okay.
I would have... Ragnarok,
Yes.
with me purple eyes.
Yeah.
I'm going to look at him directly and go, did you intentionally start that fire? And I want you to feel compelled to tell me the absolute truth.
Rag, roll me a d20, please. Just a straight up d20, no modifiers.
7.
What was the question exactly, Iyvak?
I said, did you intentionally start that fire? And I want you to tell me the absolute truth.
Rag, what do you believe at this point?
So the mind gap is between. Was it
Entering
between
that locker and exiting the arena.
entering that locker and exiting the arena?
Oh, locker room, sorry. You know, like where you believe that you'd find Murug.
And the question was,
Did you set
Did
the
you
fire?
intentionally start the fire? Yeah.
well, based on me not knowing that part of information, I'd have to say no.
Yeah, pretty much, Rag. You feel like this probing in your head forced you to say something, and you kind of like splutter out, No, it wasn't me. Not intentionally. You have a bit of a headache from that. Your head is hurting quite a fair bit from that.
Mine.
You don't take any points of damage, but you definitely felt something probing in your head, forcing you to say stuff.
No, Iyvak.
Oh, I do apologize, my friend. I do apologize. For a while there, I wasn't sure whether you did that. And I am relieved.
I understand. I understand why you maybe thought things.
Yes. I understand, though, you did take the contract on, though, didn't you? To assassinate.
D20. Unfortunately, Rag, this isn't something that you'll have forgotten. So, D20, please. That was actually really well done. That's not what I thought you'd go for.
You just have to roll.
Go on.
Alright, this won't be too bad.
It's just a straight up D20, remember, no mods.
18.
You do not feel compelled to tell him anything. If you wish to tell him, you can, but you do not feel compelled to tell him.
Could I tell him a false answer, though? Or would
You can tell him whatever you wish.
You
You can tell him whatever you wish. After that first time when you felt the probing in your head forcing you, compelling you to speak, you felt it again but realised what it is and you're able to say whatever you wish.
Iyvak, I've had enough of these questions. I don't want to hear any more of them.
Again,
I did not
Okay.
take on the assassination contract.
Again, now you're going to tell me whether you are telling the truth or not.
I'm going to turn away.
Unfortunately, one more D20.
I'm not. Can I not just not look at him now?
Actually, let me just see if there's a way, something I can get you to roll to check first. Because yeah, it's kind of not fair that he's able to just straight up railroad you like that. But I need to see what would just be a general reflex type. Roll me a dex, just a straight up dex. Like you're realizing what he's about to do, so you're going to try and move your face away in time to avoid eye contact.
But I'm just going to take that as a lie anyway.
Your call. You can.
Natural 20.
As he asks that, at perfect timing, Rag, as he asks you that, you turn so that you're now facing towards the mill. And as you turn, you just say, "No, I'm not lying," and continue walking. Iyvak, with the speed that he's done that, you think that your eye ability worked on him.
Oh, I think that, do I?
Yep. With that nat 20, because of the way that he reacted, he kind of seamlessly turned and answered at the same time.
Right, okay. So no, you did. Right. Okay. I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder then. I go, Rag, I do apologise. I hope you can forgive me. It looks like we may have to build some trust.
It appears we do.
Okay.
At this, you guys have now... You've reached the mill and you've been waiting there for a couple of minutes. You are stood there, and Iyvak, you've asked Rag these questions, and Rag has just basically shut them down to the point where you believe him. You hear movement, and as you all turn, you see two medium-sized creatures holding a very big crate, requiring at least two of them. In front of them walks an elf. He just kind of looks at you. You guys, the people that Aja sent for the mission?
We are the guard.
Kind of narrows his eyes. You fucking with me?
Sorry, my mic's gone out.
Yes, it is.
Good. Just kind of gestures behind him. You need to take that and drop it off at the docks. Okay?
Good as done.
Good. One more thing. Don't open the crate. Probably best you don't. The enchantments that we've got on it at the moment, the stuff that makes it so that the wormwood smell doesn't come through, obviously that's not going to be as effective in Salt Harbor itself. But a crate is still going to block some of the smell. The second you open this baby up, everyone in a 5-mile radius can smell it. So probably don't open it.
Alright.
Thank you for the advice.
Good. Try not to fail. I know that Aja won't be happy, and a lot of people in the city won't be. Good luck, guys. Just kind of turns and walks into the darkness. As he does, the two figures that were holding the crate just disappear. The crate falls with a heavy thud. Bits of salt and stuff kick up in front of you.
All right.
I just turn to Iyvak and Rag. Pick it up then.
The Reaper, the Maelstrom, and the Thief is a Dungeons & Dragons show by RollCast. RollCast was JB as Ragnarok, Coogan as Gregor the Last, Gareth Ryan as Iyvak Mileart, and Tom Crabbe as the DM. Intro, midpoint, and outro music were provided by JB. Editing and sound mixing was done by Tom Crabbe. As usual, we'd like to thank the following for allowing us to use their music: Adrian Von Ziegler, Alexander Nakarada, Michael Ghelfi Studios, Peritune, Scott Buckley, and The Seventh Midnight. Full links to all the tracks used in this episode are in the description, and as usual, I highly recommend checking these talented artists out. If you want to support RollCast, then check out our socials. Follow our page at facebook.com/castthatroll, follow and tweet at us on Twitter using the handle @castthatroll, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube using the handle @castthatroll. You'll be able to get episode updates and random bits of lore and information on both Twitter and Facebook, and our YouTube page has all of our current episodes up in a visual format. Don't want to watch but still want to listen? We got your back. Look for RollCast on Spotify, Amazon Music, Podbean, and all other podcast platforms. Episode 6, An Evening Stroll, releases on the 25th of January, so we'll see you all then.
I'm not gonna say a fucking word to him. If
Well, insight.
I say nothing, then I can't get a fucking insight check on me, can I?
I was going to say, just taking this out of the game for a second, out of the role-playing stuff, ever since Coogan has learned about insights, every other thing that Rag is saying is just insight, fuck it.
Why has he been quiet? Insight.
I just don't believe it's like, who's telling the truth? Is he telling the truth? I don't know. As how
Okay. Anyway,